Warning, the thoughts and opinions expressed on this show are just that, our personal thoughts and opinions. While we do our best to discuss topics responsibly, some of the information shared is based on allegations, reports, or speculation and may not be fully factual. We encourage our listeners to do their own research and form their own conclusions. This podcast is for entertainment and informational purposes only, and nothing discussed here should be taken as legal, professional, or definitive advice.
Your colors and everything, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like it.
Oh, great. I don't even know what to expect.
it's like a fucking video game.
He's got tricks up his sleeve.
He's been preparing all day.
Oh, yeah.
You don't say that. Oh, man.
All right. Let's get straight to it. Welcome to episode 5 of the You Don't Say That podcast. Today, we're joined by a special guest. Adrian will not be here. He had a special engagement to be at. I will spare him and keep it professional.
Oh,
And,
that makes it very special.
Yes. Today, we're joined by our good friend and guest of the show, Eddie. Is that a good way to introduce you, or
Sure,
go
whatever.
by Eddie? Whatever you want to go by.
Whatever you guys call me. I don't know. You guys call me Eddie normally?
I say Eddie Cakes.
Baby cakes.
Well, we bounce around everything.
Yeah.
I'm all of the above, puppy.
Big Papa.
All the
I'm all of the
above.
above.
If we ever refer to baby cakes, baby cheeks, Eddie, the big bear from
Eddie
Big Bear.
Berto.
The big bear from Big Bear.
He's all the above. 'Cause he's in our Big Bear video. If you've seen our Big Bear video,
Yeah.
you'll recognize these two guys.
All right.
Fucking grower, not a shower. And
Okay.
Two-tone game.
no, what'd you say while we were approaching the slopes? You said that was the
Did he say Colombian Bam Bam?
Colombian Bam Bam.
What were you talking about?
It was as we were approaching the snow and we were going in the parking lot. In the background, all you guys can hear is you say, "Is that Colombian Bam Bam?" And
Oh,
then
yeah, because of all the white
you
snow.
said something on top of that goes with it.
Oh,
But-
I said, Burr, I got cold.
Oh yeah.
Is it snowing over here?
That was
all
a
these
different
snowflakes.
different kind of snowing.
And then Niklo throughout the whole. There must be some toros in the atmosphere.
Love that movie.
man.
And to my right, we got Saul.
What up? What up?
And we have Lindsay, the lovely
Hello.
Lindsay, here today. So the You Don't Say That podcast, the show where each episode we come together, tackle stories about culture, relationships, life struggles, and unpacking the chaos of everyday current events. We got you covered with real talk, relatable advice, and a lot of humor, sometimes dark humor. Honestly, a lot of dark humor.
Lots of
A
sarcasm.
lot of dark humor.
But regardless, we're going to talk about it.
We're
Okay.
probably going to get canceled one day.
I think people are gonna fuck with this. I think they're really gonna understand
They're going to try.
They're gonna understand our humor and kind of see through, any kind of weird things we might
Yeah.
throw out there. But
True that.
I'm not worried about the cancel thing anymore.
You know, most of this shit is what people are thinking anyways.
That's the whole point. Why do we have to keep messing around? Like, come on,
You saw I tried to deepen my voice right there?
We-
You know, most of this shit is what
Yeah,
people are
well-
thinking
Oh my
anyways.
God.
The sexy voice over here.
No, I told Miko, I told him that, hey, I sound like a 12-year-old on audio like this.
I don't think you do.
I was
No.
telling somebody that everybody kind of doesn't like to hear themselves when they're on the
That's the truth.
hearing it back.
But
And
I hear your real voice and the audio voice, and I feel like you sound the same.
Okay.
I don't listen.
I
I
feel
don't
like
listen
I sound
to
completely
this.
different.
Yeah, see,
yeah, and it's a weird feeling to hear yourself and continue.
and it's like this is how
train of
everyone
thought.
listens to me. This is how you come. No wonder nobody takes me seriously sometimes.
It's wild you
Oh
said
my
that because
gosh.
how you sound, like without the audio, and then how I'm hearing you through here, it sounds the same to me.
Bro, when I worked for the co-working space,
Mhm.
and I was on the phone with a client,
Yeah.
the guy, like, because I know I sound like a 12-year-old, the guy never met me in person. He just knew me by name through emails.
As soon as he
He,
saw you,
like,
he knew you.
no, we never met each other in person.
Yeah.
But we were, I was explaining to him. So there's like a big glitch in the system. A lot of like the credit cards that were set on auto pay for a lot of the accounts got deleted off the system, and so the team, the IT team, the communications team for the company or whatever, they sent out notices to clients A lot of them obviously don't read their emails, or their emails go like automated emails go straight to their spam or their junk folder. So they didn't get it to like, 2-3 months later. And then when their account is past due and they're, delinquent, then they start, reaching back out. So I was explaining to him the whole situation. And this dude in the middle of our conversation cuts me off. He was like, "Hey, kid, hey, kid, like, kid, whatever, kid, like," and I'm like,
"Excuse me, sir."
And I was like, "You know what?" And that's like, I was like,
that was manlier than cakes.
hey, no, I was like, "You know what, sir? This conversation isn't really going anywhere for both of us. So, we can pick this back up later. You can call back later."
Yeah.
And I hung up on him. And I was like, "Bro,
fuck this guy."
I was like, he really got me because I know I sound like a kid.
He tried to sun you. Like,
I
Yeah,
did.
he tried. Oh my god, man! I was like, he's like, "Hey, kid," because he kept referring to the person that was there before me, which was she's significantly older than me, and he was like praising her in our conversation, and then like talking down to me. And then he throws in kid, and I'm like, "Oh man,
fuck this guy."
When I worked at Geico, man,
This kid gonna
I
drop you.
I got called a bitch over a $5 over 6 month increase, and
$5 more in over 6 months.
You bitch.
yeah, listen here, you little bitch.
How
and
could you?
And I literally,
yeah, that's worse."
no, he said, "Listen here, you little bitch," and I said, "Well, sir, I'm sorry that your policy went up $5, but this conversation is over. Have a great day."
You should have been like, "Now it's 6."
No, and I said,
bitch
what you could do is send them to, we called it 999 because that was the extension. And if that phone number got sent to 999 too many times, they weren't allowed to call Geico anymore.
Yeah,
Or,
because
sorry,
that's code
please
for an
bleep that
officer who
out.
got shot.
They weren't allowed to call anymore.
999, dude.
Yeah. So
It's not a code, officer down.
in the movies.
Yeah.
I had a guy.
Yeah, well, dude, read a book.
I had a guy like do a bomb threat, and they take that shit seriously. He was
yeah.
upset about the.
He was in
increase
Iowa, and he like bombed
It was
Geico
actually
in San Diego.
Well, it was in Arizona, and there's a building in there's a building in Arizona, but and he put in a bomb threat, and I had to freaking tell my supervisor while I'm on the phone.
You took that phone call?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Dude, because there was a point in time when I was doing like escalated customer service, like handling the worst of the worst people. I was handling like people would rant on Twitter and hashtag, the company or whatever. And I would have to respond to these people and call them.
On
and
Twitter?
like, no, I would have to. Yeah. Well, there were people that would like, that's where they expect to get help. So they would like.
Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah.
At the company, my policy number, like put their information out there, and it's like, you're dumb. First of all, you can easily call us. Like, there's an app for this.
Yeah, but that way is much funner.
Yeah, it's
Right.
funnier too
There-
when
Much
you
more
read
fun.
it.
And at one point, there was somebody from the show where they go to like Storage Wars, and they got into a car accident. And in California, if you injure somebody, even for $1 worth of injuries, you lose California good driver discount. So your policy goes crazy.
Jeez.
And
this is why insurance companies need to
Right,
fucking
right.
watch their ass.
right.
I saw a video. It was a story where a lady put in a
Oh, wait,
claim.
hold on. Sorry. So this guy from
Oh,
Storage
that's right.
Wars.
Storage Wars.
So this guy from Storage Wars, I call him and I'm like, hey, because he rants on Twitter about something, and he's like, well, do you even know who I am? And I was like, nah, dog. And
You buy storage units at
that
auction.
made him even more. And I'm like, there's no way to change whatever.
It was
but,
a yep.
But yeah, he totally tried to pull the, you know who I am? But yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I still don't
That was
remember
Dave.
the guy's name.
Geico don't give a shit.
That was Dave.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dave from Storage Wars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It wasn't-
Remember he
yeah.
fought the auctioneer?
I don't remember that, but
That episode.
That makes him even more
pull
of a
up that
legend.
episode. He fought the auctioneer. No, but I saw a video. I saw a video where a lady put a claim because she got an STD on the back of a seat, like in the back seat of a vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
Yeah. So the person who owned the vehicle, they got nasty in the back of the car, and he
put a
somehow-
Cheeto up her fucking snatch,
Yeah,
and
somehow she claims that she got an STD
How do you-
from the car, not
Well, because
from-
it happened in the car.
yeah.
Because she
And
got
so-
injured.
and
She
so-
got injured in
And
the
so
car.
she tried to.
But the guy stuffed the Cheeto in.
I'm pretty sure he
No,
found some sort of
he-
cheat
he
on the
was
floor of the car.
joking. That's not part of the story.
That's only my assumption.
I thought that was part of
No,
the story.
they got nasty in the back of the car. They got
Was it
dirty.
Eddie?
Okay.
Yes.
And then,
Be careful.
and then
Be
she-
careful. A lot of
she
it
got
sounds
an
real.
STI in the course of getting nasty, and she tried to file
She put in a claim.
against the auto insurance company,
Wow.
trying to blame them for her getting an
Because
STI.
she got hurt
Because she
in the
got
vehicle,
damaged,
and
yeah.
the vehicle
And she got
has
paid out?
insurance.
No,
Okay.
fuck no.
All right. Well, good.
Well, I don't know. The video I
Fuck
saw
them.
didn't have like an ending, or like they
No,
never
she didn't.
disclosed whether she got
She-
paid or not.
yeah.
But I'd go with what Lindsay says. She has
They
more
did not.
experience with auto insurance companies.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's in the
Good times.
policy. We don't cover STDs.
I mean, talking about
Or fires.
yeah.
Okay. To continue off, we are a podcast that wants to continue to connect with you directly. Please submit questions, stories, hot takes, and we'll feature them on the show. We're going to do our first couple this weekend. I think it's going to go fantastic, hilarious. And to do that, just go follow our Instagram page at the You Don't Say That podcast Instagram page. Every so often, we'll put up you'll see an NGL link. It is a totally anonymous, and I'll show you guys. You guys can see what it looks like on the back end. To know that it's anonymous, messages, and sometimes the prompt will be different. Sometimes we'll maybe ask for some sort of like maybe it's story instead of a question.
Yeah.
But the whole point is for the cast to either give out some advice, give some input on a story, or answer any questions. And this week we're going to do an AMA. So ask me anything. And for full context, I'm only going to do the serious questions that I got. So I know there's going to be people out there like, oh, how come nobody answered my dick question? I'm not going to, we're not going to be talking about no one's dick on the show. Like it's going to,
Or are we?
if it is, it's going to be totally
Organic.
and voluntary. And it's not going to be.
That's because we want to talk about
yeah,
the
it's
dick.
something I want to share.
Not you.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
So
anything-
nobody make me bleed my own blood.
I want to add some sort of value because we have so many different kinds of people, and now rotating potentially a fifth kinds of people with different worldviews and life experience that I think we can help a lot of people. So it's cool to be entertaining and funny.
Yeah.
But I think adding value by helping people is probably going to be like the best thing. I think so.
Yeah, one thing you said before that I thought was really cool was like we're trying to build a community.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if we have anything we talk about, if it helps people in their personal lives, great. Or if it's just a laugh,
Yeah.
break up the monotony of their week or their day.
Yeah.
The really cool thing about our group is that we've all been really tight for a
Mhm.
long time. I've known you guys
I'm still tight.
more than half my life. Like that's crazy to say because I bet
Yeah.
you guys freshman year we've been out of high school for a while, so I've known all you guys more than half my life.
Who would have thought? Who
Yeah.
would have thought? Who would have thought?
Right?
Right.
So yes, Instagram, You Don't Say That podcast. That's where you submit questions. Just keep an eye out in our stories. I'll continue to kind of put little feelers out to see if I can get enough questions or stories to kind of add them to the show. So and you can watch our video podcast on YouTube at You Don't Say That podcast. Listen to the shows on Spotify and Apple Music at the You Don't Say That podcast. All links will be in the show description below. And if you are new to the show, please help us by following us or subscribing to our show. And if you feel so likely or inclined to do, like the video or whatever post you may come across. And with that said,
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
on to the news. Let's get into one of our first news stories. And it's kind of an obvious one. I think before we get into it, probably start off by saying, thoughts and prayers to everybody in LA.
Yeah.
Yes.
The whole thing, super devastating and, sad to see unravel like in real time like that.
Yeah.
We're hoping
It
to.
went from 0 to 100 really quick.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to seeing wildfires in California, especially here in SoCal. I mean, we had a fairly big one, you know. I think it was around 03, 04, somewhere in that
I think
ballpark.
it was, 03.
And then again at 07.
But
Yeah.
but to that
Yeah, well, I remember it was right after high school.
Yeah.
to see it in that scale and that many people affected, it is truly tragic. And you know, a lot of our stuff is going to be, you know, we are going to go over the facts as we were able to come across them and add a little bit of funny opinion, but I don't want to underplay the fact that it's super tragic and sad, and our thoughts are going to be with you guys.
For sure.
So the LA fires, let me start. Does anybody have initial thoughts before I play an initial video?
I mean, shout out to the firefighters, the pilots that are, oh my gosh, those maneuvers that they do are just insane.
Right.
And just hope that they're all going back home as well. So
Yeah, may God protect everyone.
Everybody's
involved. First responders.
With the
Everybody's been
family,
asking
with
how
the
it's
with the
started.
poor little girl who was.
Fire happening right now.
Say that again.
Why is there a fire happening right now?
There are multiple fires that are taking place.
Serious?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
the news though. You're supposed to know.
Well, I don't know how it started. We don't know how it started. There, you know,
I think
winds.
it's all the gay people in LA.
Okay, there we go.
okay.
We're at
I mean,
Unacceptable.
all that freaking,
Gina,
all those poles
Oh
touching.
my God!
Yes, I can
People who were wondering how it started, I guess that's how one
Right.
rumor.
I thought you were really gonna show a video.
that's-
I thought you were going to show a real video of how it started.
And this guy,
That's one theory.
that is what it is. It is possible.
What
It's
is
a
crazy is that they
theory.
are starting to find people who
Yes.
are responsible. This is not
Was it like a campfire or?
There are arsonists that are being charged, multiple.
yeah.
So the amount of fires that have been going on, the fact that there are multiple arsonists involved in this, I think stirs up like a lot
Right.
of questions as to like
The government.
why or how or the conspiracies that are kind of
Mhm.
floating around. I'm sure you guys probably
Especially,
seen a couple.
Yeah, now knowing that the mayor had cut budgets, like
20
all of
It's a
that.
bad
Like
time.
there's
$23 million.
so many things. Like
It's a bad time
Yeah.
to
Can't
be the
cut
LA
budget
mayor.
of
Yeah.
what? To like safety protection
No, to the,
protocols.
to the fire, like to the fire department.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know like the actual, but it was she cut. What I read was she cut $23 million for funding for fire rescue, all that stuff.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And
you
they're-
hear about the
Go ahead.
farmers insurance
Mhm.
canceling
Yeah.
70,000 policies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Farmers, State Farm, a lot of insurance companies in the state
pulling
of
out of
California,
California.
Over fire?
canceled policies, hundreds of thousands of policies in the state of California, and left a lot of people with no insurance or paying just astronomical prices. And I mean, mind you, they're trying to insure a home that may not be worth as much as the insurance is asking. So yeah, devastating to say the least. And I mean, especially in the areas that the fires are happening, the Pacific Palisades area are a lot of Black and underprivileged communities. And it's really, I mean, not a lot of people have just insurance to replace these things. And then now, yeah, who's going to pay for all of this? The
And how,
$52 billion or probably more at this point.
yeah, that was
of
that was the
damage.
most update I was able to see. $52 billion in damages so far from
That's
this.
crazy.
That's wild.
52 billion.
$1 billion. Yeah. There's I mean lots of just things that went wrong. The reservoir for this area was dry, was not.
Is that
Like-
where the empty fire hydrants are coming up from, or is that different?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you know, like what is what and how it really works, honestly. But yeah, there's people that hold water and hold the rights to specific water, and that's why California has been in a quote drought for so long. We're not actually droughted. Our water is just being held in dams and reservoirs, whatever. It's not allowed to flow. So
Right.
yeah, but the budget cuts, the mayor supposedly made cuts a couple months ago. Insurance
Right.
companies knew somehow.
Months ago.
Yeah, this was years ago.
Oh,
Years ago, they started canceling all these policies.
I heard.
So
I heard of. Well, okay, so I think that's tragic with the insurance stuff,
Mhm.
but just to play devil's advocate here, if you're an insurance company, let's say Macau owns Farmers Insurance, right?
mhm.
And I heard, I don't know if it's true, that they were in communication with the mayor, with certain agencies, saying like, "Hey,
I'm sure.
we need you guys to do stuff about the potential risk of fire damage to like all these structures.
Mhm.
We need you guys to put more money into preventative
Yeah.
maintenance, whether that's, what is it called, like creating cutback lines
Mm.
or fire breaks, making sure you have plenty of water, like all these things." And I heard that nothing was getting done for a long time, and they tried to have multiple meetings and multiple conversations, and then it seems like the mayor goes the opposite way. So if I'm just playing devil's advocate, if I'm the owner of Farmers Insurance and I know that something like this, it could be cataclysmic for my company, this could bankrupt you overnight.
Oh yeah.
Well,
What do you do?
right. Well, because the way that insurance works is that you want to charge a certain amount per dollar
Mhm.
to that you essentially reserve, and you put in a pool, and you are essentially waiting for people to take that money from getting into accidents. But the thing about insurance is that you're paying money, and you hope that you never have to use it.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as you use it, your rates are crazy. And so that's like the crazy thing is, why am I paying for this? You know,
That's like the Ponzi
Yeah.
scheme-ish type of feel.
it's gross.
Like that's
It feels gross.
because they know that if you're insured for 50 years, but you never need it, you have just been somebody they made money off of for 50 years, and you
right.
never had to use it. But then once you use it, to Lindsay's point, rates skyrocket, and then like depending on how severe it is, you might even get your policy canceled. So then it's almost like it's backwards.
So,
thinking.
but I don't know if there's like a cap in California where there's California laws that prevent insurance companies from like charging you astronomical
Well, yeah,
prices
there's-
for your premiums.
Yeah.
And because of that, an insurance can't make their money back by charging you more now after
Right.
you put in a claim or two. Yeah, they're like, well, if we can't raise your premiums, then we're just losing out.
Why
at the
be
end.
Right.
Why be
Well,
And
they-
so
and
they've
insurance
been-
companies will cancel you if you are ending up costing them,
Yeah,
you know,
'cause
more money. Even if you're happy
cars
to
do that
pay,
too,
yeah,
car
even if
insurance.
you're happy
It's a
to pay a
business.
higher premium,
Exactly.
they're
It's a
like,
business.
like, you know, you're costing us money.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen it all. Believe me, like
Well-
at least in auto insurance. And it when I left auto insurance, I was working for a reissue department, and so everybody that I was talking to, their policy had canceled, and I had to get their policy restarted. A lot of states, if you even have one day with the lapse of insurance, oh God, you better you need to sell your soul essentially to make sure that you do not lose insurance, because and I felt just really gross at the end of it, because I have to essentially sell the policy for them,
Mhm.
and I don't believe in it. You know, I'm like, oh, so
It's a
yeah,
money making game.
yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, that's Warren Buffett. You know, he's one of the greatest investors in the world, and he invested in an insurance company. So what's that say?
Yeah.
You know?
means it's very lucrative.
yeah. Yeah.
Let me play one breakdown I thought was kind of funny, but kind of gave a little bit of info that
For dummies. Apparently, y'all
I
need
have
this. Number one, first and foremost, the
informational.
reason they are not using ocean water to put out these fires is because it would destroy the soil. Soil plus salt equals bad. Which leads me to number
Fuck
two,
the
a
soil.
lack
We
of
need
water
water.
infrastructure in California. The reason there is a complete lack of water infrastructure in California is because Gavin fucking Newsom never went through with building the infrastructure, despite all of Californians
that?
overwhelmingly voting on the
Why
$7.5
didn't
billion
we have
bill
water
back in
infrastructure before
2014.
2014. Like,
Say
why
again?
is that? I'm just not understanding why we didn't have water infrastructure even before 2014, when supposedly Gavin Newsom said he was going to build it. Why weren't we doing this before?
yeah.
But anywho, go ahead. Yeah.
Especially when you think that if whatever state you're governing, there are risks in each state that are different, you would wildfires in Cali, you would think is like an obvious one that you want to.
We don't worry about hurricanes.
Yeah,
Hurricanes
you
in
know?
Florida,
Yeah.
you know.
But also, I mean, go ahead, continue.
All right, let's see what else you got.
Even if we wanted to use the ocean water to put out fires, we can't do it because we don't have the resources to. Number 3, and this is a biggie, it's not climate change, you just need to clean. Guys, this isn't a new concept. Nature's gonna nature all over the place. Debris will fall to the forest floor and will pile up quickly, and if it's not cleared by necessary controlled burn batches, then Mother Nature will come in and do it herself, which is exactly what's happening now. Which leads me to number 4. It is political. Actually, the mayor of LA's decision recently to cut $17 million from the fire department's budget. And we can thank Gavin Newsom for his decision to reroute all of California's water to the ocean in order to prevent a useless fish from going extinct. And here's just a couple honorary mentions. Yes, Gavin, all of those things have happened, and they were very preventable things if it wasn't for your direct negligence. What you should have been focusing on is how to prevent these things from happening instead of now reaching the point where you have to pander for attention now that you let it happen. And for all of you dummies that don't know, the LA mayor, California governor, senators, and the current president and VP are all Democrat. So if you're looking for someone to blame, try the Democrats.
Collusion.
That's a hot take.
Very hot.
I thought it was Selena Gomez.
But
Right.
aside from maybe the ending, you know.
No,
'cause
I mean, she definitely like.
it poses.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, you know, because a lot of people were kind of throwing out there, there's no water. Well, you know, you're right by the ocean. Why can't you use that? Well, that might be a reason why they don't actually pull ocean
Right.
water.
But there's,
to put
I
out
mean,
the-
there's so much more to this than this political. Like, it's not about Gavin Newsom. It's about actions that people before the settling of this city, of this state, that put us in this position. You know, the eucalyptus trees that don't belong in California, those are tinder. They immediately go up and they, you know, make big problems. A lot of the plants in California have been brought here and don't need to be here. Palm trees are highly flammable. They're not native to California. You know, even those are
Burn them.
right.
Rats live in palm trees.
But those are things that are synonymous. The palm
beautiful.
trees are synonymous with Southern California, especially, and those are terrible for our environment here.
Yeah.
But controlled burns, they do need to be done. You know, like it is a thing. There, indigenous cultures did it for hundreds of years.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
Right? It does make
and
sense.
there are plants that are native to this area that actually thrive or, you know, bloom or whatever because of fire and do their thing or whatever. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to look at here for
Do
sure.
we know the origin of like the very first spark of this fire, or how this?
I don't think
what
that
that guy
we,
say? What was it? The gays in LA?
Right.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring up
Right.
one
They were-
theory. Is there a second one?
Is there a more plausible theory?
Yeah,
So,
is there
I
a more
mean,
real
I
one?
think the
was.
information obviously is like
Instead of
information
Yeah,
is
dude, a lot of
building
friction
because we're
here.
finding more things out. We did find out that a couple people have been arrested, the arsonists,
Sure. Yeah.
who
Besides
are
those
allegedly
ones,
involved. So I think that as things
do we think that maybe?
They
I
work for the
mean,
insurance companies.
are we just waiting? Are we just waiting for the fact that we're gonna find the original fire starter arsonist person and then link it back to?
No, I think because I bet you,
know?
anything. I mean, like
It was
conspiracy. Put your tinfoil fucking hats on here.
In the Hollywood Hills,
right? But, you know, I bet you know
all
it's
the Diddy
probably-
evidence gone.
It's probably some billionaire,
I
you
saw
know,
that.
convincing these crazy people to do these things,
Yeah.
and you know, who knows? Who fucking knows? But you can't.
Wait, all the Diddy evidence is gone?
Think about it.
No.
All that baby oil
Yeah.
went up in
Oh,
flames.
right?
Think about it. Baby
It's
oil plus
flammable.
fire and
Oh, what?
Right. All those
the firefighters were
videotapes.
slipping and
That's how
sliding
you
all
got the
over the
fire
place.
started?
eucalyptus and
Damn,
videotapes.
you
Don't-
can link
Those
this.
firefighters were sliding down those poles.
eucalyptus and videotapes.
Oh my god!
Is that too much?
But yeah, really devastating, these fires.
I'm gonna have to edit this episode. A lot.
Edit to a clip.
Yeah. That's Miklo magic.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, before we move on, I did forget to ask everybody how their week went, and I don't want to forget that and get too deep. Go first. I'll go first. I'll go first.
Hey, go first.
I'll go first.
Go first.
So
Hey, You go first.
I just gotta say, I shared the same air as a movie superstar actress.
Oh,
She goes by Charlize Theron at Disneyland. I'm just saying, we
You
were
shared the same.
we were
air.
in the same
Air.
room
Oh,
with her. We
I
were
thought you said
literally
error.
like
Like,
directly.
Yeah, like you made a mistake.
or
No,
error.
error.
I was like, oh
Wait,
damn.
who is this?
What'd you
I'll
mess
show
up?
you right
Charlize
now.
Theron, dude.
I don't. Oh, okay. Now I know.
Yeah, dude.
I still don't know.
I don't know. I just thought if I said it like that, that would like.
Wait,
spark
you don't
a-
know?
I
You
don't
need
know.
the TV
Who.
remote?
I know she's an actress.
It says, "Are
she's
you still there?"
old white,
Do you-
older white lady.
Is she white?
She's a white lady, and these
She
are
is
the
from South Africa. She is
Oh.
white skinned, yes, and she's beautiful. She's been in a lot of
Oh,
movies.
shoot.
She was in the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
dude,
Was she
she's
really?
freaking
Yeah.
She was the-
Furiosa.
Was she a bad guy?
Furiosa
Or bad
Yeah.
woman?
She was in Monster.
Monsters.
Eileen Warnos.
Oh, she was in Mad Men.
Monsters a good one.
She was
Oh,
in
Monsters are
There you
great.
go.
Oh, Fast
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Devil's Advocate,
Hancock.
The Huntsman.
Hancock.
She was his superhero wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a legend. And
Yeah.
Wow.
what was it? What was we did while we were trying to like Google search like, you know, like what she looked like today kind of shit, cuz we saw her with
She's 50.
with one of
she's
those
gorgeous.
she does not look 50.
South African.
She's well, and she was also a ballet dancer when she was younger, and she,
So
I
you
mean,
know her feet
body,
are jacked.
She's
Yeah.
she's tall and lean. She just was like so graceful. So
I was gonna say her legs are toned, but yeah, her feet
Yeah.
are jacked up too, I guess.
Yeah, ballerina feet are
yeah,
jacked up.
ballerina feet are.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Are
'cause
they
have
worse
to
than
s-
LeBron's?
Well, 'cause they're
Yeah,
on
because
their
they have to stand on
toes.
their tippy toes. all
Have you
day.
seen LeBron's feet?
Yeah. His
Yeah.
pinky toe don't even touch the ground.
That shit is fucking hung up,
Wait,
suspended
so
up. on
who
his
who
foot.
recognized it was her first?
We both kind of did at the same time.
We saw her pass by.
Were you
with-
like, "Hey,
anytime
Charlize?"
we see one of the tour guys, we're always looking, who is that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially when they're there by themselves, because as a group, like let's say if we ever wanted to do that, it's $4,000, but you could spread it around 10 people. So
Oh,
it
that's
makes
cool.
more sense when you can see a big ass group with a tour guide. But when you see like one family, one person, mom and dad and a couple kids, you're like, all right, who is this person? You know?
Right.
You
it
paid
was her. It
$4,000
was
to get
her.
escorted around Disney.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get, you know, sent to the front of the line. You get spots held
You
for
walk-
you,
yeah, you
and
walk on all the
parades
rides.
and shows and whatever.
That's pretty cool.
You get to do whatever for the entire,
know
like, I think it's 10-hour shift that you can get them for.
I didn't know
be a
that. I didn't know
perfect
that
gift for
it
you
was
guys.
accessible for just regular people
Yeah.
like us.
Regular schmoes.
Anybody,
Yeah. Joe Blow.
anybody can do it, and yeah, you know, break it up 10 ways. You know, that could be not that bad.
We pay less than we pay for Big Bear.
$400 a
That-
person.
That would be less than Big Bear, and you get to do everything you want.
Yeah.
But so we saw her. She was by herself, and there was just a bunch of kids. So we're like, who the fuck is this? We look.
It was her daughters and their friends.
So we
like-
look. She has the hat on, and we look at her, and you know, I think she said it first because I saw her, but I kept it to myself as I was like
Of
thinking
course,
like
Lindsay recognized her.
so
White
she-
recognized white.
she, the
up.
radar. So she
That's my people's.
when she told me, I was just like, I thought that was her. So then the lines start like merging now, and now we're right in front of each other, and we're in this holding spot, and we're over here just kind of like looking over, and like, yeah, that's fucking her. Like
I grabbed the
that's
camera and I
her.
like right so that she's like through the screen.
Oh, like you're just trying to do a sweep of the room,
Yeah,
but really
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
capture.
all
her?
obvious and
Yeah.
shit. But
Nice.
one of
As soon
the
as you come up to her, you like do a little selfie and then keep going.
Yeah.
one of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood, or actors, just period.
Actresses.
Actresses, whatever, in Hollywood. So that was cool. You know, she's like
Yeah.
a superstar. So
It was really
Wow.
cool to see her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was a
She's
that was
done
a trip.
way too many movies for us not to know who she was.
I know.
I only
right?
knew her from Fast 8.
I bet you, but it was one of those things when you see her face, you know.
Well, you said
like,
Yeah.
Hancock, and I'm
She's
like,
in
oh
a
yeah,
bu-
I remember Hancock.
she's in a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
She's more serious movies.
right.
Yeah.
And the other thing was just how well our show's been doing.
Yeah.
We put out a couple clips this week, and it was our first time, you know, just trying them out, throwing them out there just to see like how they do. And you guys, I thought, responded like really well. You know what I mean? Like it's hard for anybody to like, you know, kind of get out of like, you know, we only have, or at least at that time, maybe just like 8 maybe followers on Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you post something, it's kind of hard to get into the algorithm for anybody to see it. So when I posted it on my personal page, I at least knew that, you know, at least I had a couple more followers. So at least maybe they'll, you know, respond well to it. And sure as shit, like that thing did, way better than I was expecting. So to anybody who liked it and kind of showed love, whether to me or any of the other hosts on the show, thank you guys. I definitely appreciate you guys, and we're just gonna kind of keep putting out that fire. You know what I
We
mean?
definitely show love to the transgender, transsexual community.
Yes, everything was all love and all fun. You know what I mean? I hope nobody took offense to any of it. It was just fun, especially with Adrian being at the butt of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
mean, she was just protecting her privacy and making sure that she, wasn't going to get blown up or,
Sure.
on her cell phone or something. So,
Sure. Well, what
I mean,
about-
very respectable way to go about it.
If you
Are we
take
talking
a look at
then-
Adrian, then you would assume that. So
Right.
Pretty-
Well, because then maybe, maybe you don't want to be outed because it's dangerous. You don't want to be outed. And so you provide somebody your email and they, find out on their own and they can pursue you or not.
they're down
based
or
on
not?
that.
Are you
Yeah.
down or what?
Which is totally fine.
Pretty
Like,
clever, sneaky way to do it.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's totally respectable.
Or knowing Adrian, it was probably a typo. He probably mistyped it.
Probably.
That could be true
And
too.
he's
Yeah,
missing
right?
out on the love of his life.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You saw,
Yeah,
you saw how passionate he
The
sounded.
baby what Jordan wants.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, nice socks.
Yeah, tight dress.
And it was better. Like your expression, listening to him was so encouraging for him. Like this is the one. This is it.
He was.
And yeah, just
I was hook, line, and sinker listening to him, and then when he threw it took me to a transition website. My face was like, what? that took a turn.
yeah. And then the catfish one, that was awesome too. So thank you guys. They all got great reception and reactions.
Yeah.
And
Oh, shout out to our listener in Beirut.
Bhutan.
Sorry,
Bhutan.
I'm sorry. Our
Beirut, I was like, that's a candy bar.
our listener in Bhutan.
We got notified via email through
Oh,
our
Bhutan. Yeah.
There's this third party through Apple Podcasts that'll kind of update you just where you stand globally. If anything stands out, they like to notify the creators or whatever. And
Podstatus.com.
we pod status, and we woke up this morning to being ranked number 4 in this country of Bhutan, and that was kind of cool. I don't know much about the country.
Shout out to all the booties.
All the booties out there.
Hey, Bhutan is the only Bhutan is the only carbon negative country.
Shout out.
Shout out Bhutan.
Shout out, dude.
Shout out.
They know what they're doing.
And they like good
what does that
podcasts.
mean?
They like great entertainment.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah. They have great taste. That's all I
So-
got to say.
Oh, carbon negative.
Yeah.
I was still stuck on that.
Oh my God,
Like
carbon.
carbonated.
They are,
don't carry the one.
they're the first country in the world to have specific constitutional obligations on its people to protect the environment.
That's right.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
That right.
Yeah.
They're working to do the opposite of the California wildfires.
That might be
So-
really bad. We're over here saying shout out. Like maybe it's like they have no freedom. They can't make any decisions on their own. But the environment's really
Yeah,
healthy and
right,
clean.
Right.
Yeah. Well, for supporting us, I mean, we'll thank you. Everything else I
Yeah.
can't really speak on, but
Not expert.
Well, it is
expertly.
No,
right.
not-
It is one of the poorest countries in the
Oh,
world.
shout out to that too.
It is lower middle income.
That and that mean that says a lot.
It's
They don't got
not-
the money, but they're still listening.
It's not
Yeah.
a lot of people.
yeah. How are they doing it?
How are they getting the signal?
He said
Good
that's so
connection.
serious.
Their population in 2023 is only 787,000 people.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's less than
So,
San Diego.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Spring Valley.
Right?
It feels like it.
Yeah.
Shoot, LA County's 20 million by itself.
Right. So this whole country, I mean, it's gorgeous. Look up Bhutan. It looks really pretty. So,
That's my booties out there.
yeah.
Right.
So yeah, thank you, and for the questions today that we're going to be answering. Thank
Yeah.
you. I hope that encouraged more people to answer because I think we're going to have a lot of fun with those.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's what I got for the week.
Yeah.
Let's go next.
My week was great. The children finally went back to school.
Thank God. After
Hallelujah.
3 weeks, 3
Yeah.
weeks off.
Dang.
They
Our
were
kids-
off for 2 weeks for holiday break, but we were sick the week before holiday break started. So we were home for 3 weeks. Wonderful time.
Total, right?
Yeah.
Total.
We went to Big Bear while we were in there, but it was 3 weeks total. So very happy the children are back home, finally getting everything back to school.
Away from home.
Yeah, away from home. I can have a couple hours without them. But yeah,
And you got to breathe the same air too.
I did get to breathe the same. I was there. But also I finished my 11th book since the end of September.
Nice.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I've just been plowing through these books. So
That's only 4 months. Wow.
Yeah, when I got my surgery, I started reading then, but it was like probably like a week after my surgery. So middle to late September, I started reading books again. I can read books. I didn't just learn how to read books.
Shout out to your reading.
Yeah, shout out to all the reading.
Yeah, right. All you nerds out there.
Remember Rick Ross shouted out pears?
But yeah.
Shout out to pears.
Just very happy to be here. Trying to find a home for a cat. Find a way to get this cat cleaned up so he can go home.
Which one is it?
The orange cat.
Oh my god, that guy is fucking.
I know, that poor guy. So what happened? No, you asshole.
Jeez.
God.
Cats are evil.
No, well, what happened was there was a person that, excuse me, there was a person that lived nearby that was an elderly person. They were shut in. They didn't, take care of their house, whatever. There was a fire. Something happened. That person doesn't live there.
It was a house cat.
And it was a house cat.
Okay,
And something
save the house
happened to
cats.
house. And then the cat
Ain't no
was
house cat
without
no
a
more.
house. So it's taken.
He belonged to the streets.
Yeah.
No, it took me a whole year to get this cat to even come near me.
When you see this cat, he's like the embodiment of squabble up. Like this guy is like
because
tore up.
He's not
everywhere.
Yeah, because he's out in the streets now.
Yeah, he's not even necessarily tore up from fighting type thing. He's tore up. He has
From life.
Yeah, he has
Life
ear bites.
challenges.
He just needs to be cleaned up really good and just
not paying taxes.
let somebody sit on their lap. You know what I mean? Like he's a total sweetheart. Humane Society can help out with cleaning him up, but I don't want to clean him up and then just put him right back outside. So, but yeah, if anybody is interested in this sweet, oh my gosh, he's the sweetest cat. He's a purr. He loves to purr. He's,
Shout out to the purrs.
Yeah. He'll come and sit on your lap and just purr. And he's totally just content just sitting there. And he's a sweet little cat.
Wait, you let him sit on your lap?
Yes, outside.
That don't affect you?
We were
That don't affect you? 'Cause
No.
Don't you come in with cat hair or cat skin?
Well,
Side note: this is a topic.
Yeah.
It's a topic we've had, but
Yeah.
we're still working through it.
Yeah, the cats don't come inside. When I go outside, if the cat is gonna sit on my lap, I put a blanket over my lap so it's not just sitting on my clothes.
Sure.
If the cats are on my clothes in any way, I take my clothes off in the laundry room and then come and.
So when Miklo sees you come into the house with just your underwear on, he knows that you've been out there with cats.
Probably. I mean, I don't know.
That hasn't happened, but if that were to
Like, if
happen,
you're just
I did
chilling-
it earlier.
in underwear.
Yeah, in the long underwears.
Oh, I didn't know that's what that meant. I thought you were just
In
getting.
long
Whenever
johns.
you see Lindsay come out of the laundry room in just her underwear, just know she's been hanging out with cats.
It was at the kitchen, but anywho, you know what?
Because you locked the door on me.
Oh,
Because you're out there with cats,
yeah.
risking his
Probably.
life.
And I mean, I didn't make a fuss about it. Okay.
Okay, so how long have you been trying to kill your husband? Is what I'm saying. I'm playing.
No. Well,
Let's get to it. Let's really get to it.
Wait, you tase your kids?
The point of this is that in order to be able to even try to find this cat a home, I had to get the cat to be nice, friendly.
enough,
Yeah, get close to me. So he's a very friendly cat. He's a very sweet cat. He just needs to. He's an older cat, and I don't know how much longer he's got, but he just needs to be inside.
Kill it.
Yeah. No.
You
I just, I hope that there's somebody that can just give him the little bit of love that he needs to, for the end of his life. So,
Right. Well, I mean, this is a fair discussion as far as when it comes to couples and trying to compromise on. So for me, obviously, I have a severe allergy to pet animal dander, whatever, right? She's doing the best she can so even to backtrack further, right? So for someone like me to go about whether it's maybe we'll just go back to dating or finding someone, for someone to understand or be with someone who you may potentially never be able to own a pet, I can sympathize with that person and understand that is difficult.
You guys can own doodles.
No.
I mean, not to say I've ever tried or anything, but you know, me taking an allergy,
Doodles.
They're hypoallergenic.
It's the risk of just trying.
and hypoallergenic doesn't apply to the dander, the skin flake. It means for like their hair,
because dog hair.
because they have like people hair, right?
Right. He's allergic to the
skin flake.
dander,
It's the
which
skin
is
flake.
the skin.
So why you guys have Adrian here?
Apparently, I'm not allergic to him.
That guy leaves
So
dander everywhere.
When we got together, I actually owned a cat, and I believe we've talked about the beginning of our relationship, but to go deeper into it, we met in like late December, early January. We were starting to date by the end of February. We moved in June, and I was pregnant in August. Okay, so super fast.
Miklo don't play.
Don't suggest it for everybody, but it's worked for us.
Hey, so it's possible. So I'm just saying, you know, if people want to know.
I owned a cat, and I made the decision of having a people relationship with the person that I was going to be with for the rest of my life.
Which was risky because you don't really know that.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I rolled the dice, and luckily I won. But I got rid of my cat, and and I made that decision to have the person over the animal. And some people, I can understand some people. They're like, well, if my person couldn't be with cats or dogs or whatever, I couldn't be with them. That's on you.
No, it's understandable,
right? But when
sense.
you're putting an ex and at this point the risk of exposing him possibly to something is severe enough that if we expose him to a dog to see if it works and it doesn't, he has an asthma attack and maybe something bad happens.
Right. So I don't even like to it's not like sniffles. It's not like I can
just take a Zyrtec and be fine.
Yeah, writing out an asthma related thing just ain't fucking fun. So
you can't breathe. He literally cannot breathe.
To experiment and be short breathed because I wanted to try to fucking, entertain someone's curiosity on whether it would work or not.
Right.
It just ain't worth it for me. So yeah, does it is there an underlying does it bother me? Yes. But at the same time, I am trying to be understanding. Because
he knows that I have a soft heart. And
well, not just that. You're not allowed to have a pet because you're with me. And I know that sucks. So for you...
For me, the biggest thing that hurts my heart is that you don't ever get to have a pet. Sure. And you don't ever get to know that love of a pet is, it's a serious thing.
Sure, yeah. You look crazy to me, but
I know. And I can understand that, but that unconditional that they give to you, and just they're just so happy to see you. It's like when you're a kid, when you get home from work and your kid is excited to see you.
Sure.
Same thing. But
you're shaking. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
You just lost a pet.
Thinking about that.
How did that go for you?
I was happy.
Oh my God.
You're a liar.
No.
What are your thoughts about this? I guess.
No. Just for the record, no. Don't kill the cat. All right. And secondly, no. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, as a kid, yes. I think as a kid, every kid wants to have a pet.
Yeah.
Every kid wants to have a dog. Every kid, it's just you see the ideal all-American family. They have a dog, right? So as a kid, yeah. As a parent, as an adult. I just look at it as another responsibility.
Sure.
So I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Daniela worked on me for years and finally broke me down when we bought our home in 2020. Because at that point we did have the space. Not that we didn't have the space before, because we did have actually a pretty decent backyard, regardless of how small our actual apartment was. But yeah, she kind of, like I said, she wore me down. After years and years of just begging for a dog.
She really wanted one.
Yeah, she really wanted one. And if anything, if I were to get a dog, I tell her.
It's okay. I didn't want to interrupt him. Go ahead.
If I ever were to I would tell her at the time, if I were to ever get a dog, it'd be like a boxer, right? I like those, you know. A couple of family members of mine had boxers growing up, so yeah, I was like, I like those dogs. They're dope. I grew up with family members having them. You know, they were super cool, friendly, not too aggressive. Yes, and so at the time, my youngest daughter, she was 2 years old, and she is the wild child of all three of my kids. And so we're like, if you were to get a dog, like, you know, you got to get a big enough dog to survive Emiliana.
The bully,
because
bully with the
you
bully.
know, we can't, because I was like, let's get a Frenchie, right? You know, they're still cute, kind of look like boxers, you know, and but they're small, they're miniature, they won't make a lot of mess or whatever. And she's like, no, because they won't survive here in the house with Emiliana. So then we got Lily. We adopted Lily. She was 4 years old, boxer, big girl. And yeah, man, I you know, obviously I got super attached to her at the beginning, but after a year in, I was like, you know what? Eventually this dog is going to be gone, and I don't want to be severely heartbroken. So I kind of detached myself from the dog for like a couple years.
Leading up into her recent passing.
And then, I mean, you know, at the very end, fast forward 3 years after that, you know, when she started having all these health issues, and Daniela came back from the vet, and she was like, oh, yeah, well, she has a lump in her chest, which is putting pressure on her lungs, which is why she can't breathe that well. She has severe arthritis, and like one other thing, you know, that she had going on with her. And she's like, you know, doctor said we can do a biopsy and see if it's cancerous, the lump in her chest. And, you know, obviously in my head, I just started seeing dollar signs like this is going to cost a lot.
Yeah,
we have dog insurance, but it's the basic dog insurance from like Petco. It wasn't like a good dog insurance.
And then putting your dog through all of that, like, pain and like surgery and everything like that, because it's not like you can really explain to your dog like, hey, you're going to like prepare, you know, like. So I believe me, like, you just heard me cry about pets. Like, I'm so realistic about pets too, because I know that they're not going to outlive me, you know, like I know that there's going to be
a tortoise might.
A tortoise,
I might not be allergic to tortoises, so I mean,
there you go.
Believe me, I've tried to get him to like be cool with like an iguana or something. He's not down.
Tortoises get big too.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to be realistic
and
about
they're
pets.
humpers.
They're gonna pass away, you know, and like.
I'll add that. I'm gonna add
when
that.
you edit,
I'm gonna put that in.
That's really the noise they make.
Yeah.
Hold on. What about you, Sal? Do you think that if let's say if you really wanted a dog one day with somebody and they just like, is that something that is
right? I feel like Sal's the person that does not
whether
want
you
pets.
can get one or not, or
I really do want pets.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
just
He just doesn't have the time.
my condo's that, and then also my condo's not big enough.
Well, you can have like a cat or a small dog.
I don't want a small dog.
Okay.
So with that, is it a deal breaker if the girl?
You don't want a corgi? Mikhail wants a corgi.
No, I mean Okay,
He wishes he could have a corgi.
Separate conversation. If I could pick a dog, any dog, I do think corgis are fucking adorable.
Hey,
but
pull up a corgi.
Hold on, I'll put it up in a second. But would that be a deal breaker for you if you were dating someone? They're like, "Fuck, I got a pet allergy. I can never have one."
I wouldn't.
That's hard. That's a hard question to answer because it depends on how much I love the person.
Exactly. Well, you know, I don't know.
Like if I was just dating somebody,
And they have like little
short legs.
Well, maybe someone serious,
Okay,
like you took them
corgis.
serious, like you were dating.
Shout out to corgis.
or someone that you would consider dating long term, because maybe you haven't got there yet, but you would consider them. But one of the things is like, fuck, they can't ever have a pet.
if I saw the potential in that relationship to be
Because hers was quick, right?
a forever relationship,
Yeah.
then yeah, I would. As much as I love dogs and I want dogs, I don't want just one dog. I want like 2 or 3 dogs.
Yeah.
I would put that aside for that person.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was willing to put aside kids.
Yeah.
For a relationship.
Temporarily.
Like,
And then I was like, no, I actually really want
kids.
kids.
Like, you considered it.
You were willing to date somebody who already had kids, and that was at one point a deal breaker for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting older, and the women I'm dating are getting older, so it's not realistic to
Expect
to
Virgin
be a
Mary.
girl that is like, no kids.
Right.
Maybe
no prior marriages. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
It's a unicorn.
Yeah.
I was a unicorn.
Yeah, you were older.
But yeah, okay. I'm just curious. Yeah, but I know that's not easy. So, with that said, her having these cats that she's kind of like, I'm gonna just say supervising.
She is.
You gotta play the video though. The one I took the one I video recorded off the screen.
You gotta send it to me. I don't have it anymore.
Oh, I will send it to you.
Okay, so yeah, you'll see the extent
because you gotta add that.
This is the love story. A love story with Lindsay and the cats that have developed over time. The video Eddie's gonna send me
I
is
saw
her
a cat that needed help.
is her relationship with the cats prior to her love for the cats. And I will put that in. I will add that to the final, in post. But yeah, I'm sympathetic to her and the fact she can't have it. So her trying to help out these cats, like she is trying her best to make sure it doesn't affect me. Luckily, nothing has affected me more than maybe like a little bit of a
tickle in your throat
or a nose thing. You know what I mean? But if it ever did become like, let's say for whatever reason, I did get a really serious thing. Then I trust that we can have a talk and she would understand and it would kind of, cease from there. So,
yeah.
So far, she's been doing a great job trying to keep it from affecting me. And I am doing my best to allow her to kind of, find a way to get this cat to a point where
I'm trying to find the cat a home. I'm just somebody who wants a little bit of an elderly cat who really just wants to cuddle and eat and lay in the sun and be protected. That's all this cat needs, is to just be inside.
All right.
So, yeah. If anybody's interested in this cat, please let me know.
Okay.
That's my week.
Yeah, that was Jeez.
I know. Are we even going to be talking about the news or like just talking about our news?
Maybe we don't have to do as many of them. But,
yeah.
We got them in the pocket.
Sal, how was your week?
Good. I'll make mine quick. But just worked. And then obviously the stuff that's happening with the podcast has been really exciting.
Yeah.
I was telling Miklo that I got messaged by multiple people that they listened to the podcast and they really enjoyed it, which my response to everybody was like, that's dope.
Yeah.
If, and one person even said, it's really brave what you guys are doing. And I was like, I don't think it's brave at all. And,
I mean, it kind of is.
And she said,
put yourself out there.
No,
like
and then
that.
she's like, you're putting yourself out there, and you're kind of like exposing yourself. And I was like, yeah, I get that. But I guess my mindset is like, it's just
honest conversation.
You guys are like family. I've literally known you guys more than half my life. So it's just like we're at like a after dinner having a conversation.
Yeah, because we have conversations on the regular
for hours,
and that's what prompted
unrecorded
you guys to be like, we need to start a podcast because
we
be rolling in our conversations.
Yeah. I love stuff like this.
We need to get Daniela in here because Daniela is the best.
Yeah, she's she has a great point of view.
Yeah, not to discredit anything that person said, because I mean, I guess it could be brave, right?
Sure.
But I got a lot of responses from people that were like, "Hey, I listened to one of your episodes. I thought it was really good." Somebody was like, I love the episode. You and Lindsay were going back and forth, and I was like, what were we talking about? And then they were like, I think it was Trump, and I was like, oh yeah, we're a little divided on Trump.
She went back to episode 1, whoever that person was. Cool. That's dope.
But people are like hitting me up saying that they're listening, that they're enjoying the content.
Did she like my point of view, or did she like?
Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna tell you. But so really dope seeing all the responses. It's just cool to hear people say, I enjoyed your guys' conversation. Like that is very, for me at least, that's very humbling.
Yeah.
And so not a lot happened for me the last couple of weeks, just a lot of work. And then, helping with the podcast, Miklo, man, shout out to you, man. You've been doing a lot of stuff.
Shout out to Miklo.
All I gotta say is young Jamie who, because this guy is turning into a savant over here. But
he's when he's not working, and I mean, mind you, he's listening to podcasts all day while he's working.
Yeah.
So if he's not learning something about producing, hosting, anything with our podcast, he's listening to other podcasts to get ideas. Like when he's at home, he's pretty much sitting here on the computer. He's probably gonna eat dinner here. The other night I was like, can you sit over here with me? But I mean, he's putting a lot of work into this.
He was telling me, because that video he made of, Step Brothers, it was already hilarious.
Yeah.
Because that's where we got the "you don't say that" from.
Yeah.
100%. Because that movie came out and we started saying that all the time.
Right.
But then he was telling me that he was in the shower and then he thought about, like, what can I add to it? And then the Leonardo DiCaprio clip. And I'm like, that's perfect, man.
And I rushed out of the shower. Like, I was just like,
he wasn't even done.
I don't want to lose
soap on his ass.
my
that's what
train
that
of
smell
thought.
was.
I don't want to
Soapy
lose
cheeks.
my train of thought, and I ran over here and I put it together, and I was just like,
Lindsay walks out.
That's it.
What are you doing?
Why are you
No.
naked with soapy cheeks?
You said soapy cheeks, and I thought of another story, and I can't.
Go ahead. This is a pod about our story. Make it quick though.
Yeah,
Just
we can
go.
always edit it. We can always edit it.
So again, Mikhail and I moved in together very quickly.
Oh,
I probably was like just barely pregnant, like just barely found out that I was pregnant. And Mikhail goes in the shower and he's in there for a minute. He's doing his manly business beforehand, and then
You're
he's
manscaping?
No, he's
You were
going,
manscaping?
He was going poop.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like throwing a beat and like
No.
manscaping and
Ew.
doing your manly
Is that what you
stuff.
call it? Manscaping?
Yeah, dude. Doing your well, no, manscaping is when you clean yourself up, but
I thought were using
might as
some-
well since you're touching it.
I thought it was like some slang, like you were
Hey, yo,
fucking
what the fuck?
going out there.
So Mikhail's in there for a minute. We lived in an apartment and we could use all the water we wanted because it didn't cost anything. And he's running the hot water, and he
While you're
finally
shitting?
while he's
Well,
shitting.
I was gonna shower right
Yeah.
after, so like as I'm about to
not
be
wipe.
done,
No
I get
wiping.
it. I get it. No,
So he gets
that's
in
whoever
the
does
shower.
that.
He finally gets in the shower and like almost immediately runs out the shower and has shampoo in his hair, is butt ass naked, and he's like, "What's in there?"
Thanks, swinging.
Yeah, dude.
knocking over the fucking lamps.
Believe me, that thing was sucked up so far because he was so scared.
Jesus.
Oh, my
Sorry.
God.
He ended up rinsing his hair in the kitchen sink because he was so scared.
What happened?
It was like some kind
Hold
of
on.
no.
Okay.
He rinses his hair. He finds a towel. He dries off. He gets like a tactical.
No,
fucking-
hold on. Let me how it like happened. So I was in there in the shower, right? I'll start from there. And out of nowhere, all I hear is fucking bzzz, louder than like any sort of like little bee.
Like a power tool?
No,
Yeah.
not a power tool.
Like a buzzing?
Like an animal, like an insect. Bzzz,
Like a large bee.
loud as fuck, loud, and it was in the light fixture, like over the sink. And it was like either like some sort of hornet or like some sort
wasp or
wasp,
some. It was
something
like
It probably
big,
echoed, right? With
big
some
as
crazy.
fuck.
Yeah.
And the entire time I'm thinking, I've been taking a with a fucking murder hornet in here.
Yeah.
Murder
Oh, and this
murder
was around the time of the
and-
murder hornets.
murder.
Yeah, it was around the time that the murder hornets
So
were a
I
thing.
run out and I rinse off because I got fucking shampoo in my eyes. I gotta fucking like get that out, and then I put on like Under Armour, like the fucking whatever.
Literally head to toe.
Did you tape phone books around your arms?
I didn't do that. I
In a
didn't do
prison
that.
right there.
And
This is it. It had to have been a murder hornet because I swear to God that was it.
it was big as fuck.
No,
I
that's
don't-
a
I
Jerus-
don't-
that's a
I-
Jerusalem
I don't-
cricket.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, dude.
It was big
Yeah,
as
that's a Moroccan cow.
I really no. I'm not making. Hey, I'm not making stuff up.
Yeah,
here.
mine
You
was
are.
real.
That I used to see those. I used to see those when I worked in Alpine. They're called Jerusalem crickets.
Oh really?
Craziest thing I've ever seen in my
So
life.
what's the deal? Do they sting or anything?
I don't know what they do, but they look gnarly.
Yeah, whatever. It sounded
They rape
gnarly.
you.
It looked gnarly. I didn't like it, so I had to go kill it. So as soon as I fucking cleaned up and washed up, I ran out naked. Sure,
You went back in there and killed it.
I had to.
No, he
was gonna murder
but
me.
no, he
Sure, my visual was funny, maybe.
he
Allegedly.
was like and he ended up getting like cleaner. He ended up getting a cleaner, like a Fabuloso, but it was like in a spray bottle, and it was like
hell
the
yeah.
shoot spray bottle, and he's like trying
Fucking
to
knock
get
that
it.
motherfucker out.
Oh my gosh! I was like, "Get out my way!" And he's like, "Fuck you! You're pregnant."
Let me save you. I was sacrificing
Fuck out
myself.
the way.
So yeah, it
There's
was
rocking cows in the bathroom.
man. That was the
Oh,
time of my
man.
life. Yeah. So you were saying all soaped up, and I
Yeah, I'll finish. I'll finish so I can pass the cakes.
Soapy-
But
soapy cheeks over here.
I just want to say thank you to all the listeners. It's amazing to see the responses. I'm glad that people like it. It's really humbling. And we are all enjoying doing it. So
Yeah.
when I'm not enjoying
thank you to
is the
everybody
seat.
for listening.
Yeah. There's
Tell us about your week, Cakes.
Wait, hold on. So the Let Me Molest You story from Men's Warehouse. So we had
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
So it's no secret. All the tailors
Molest
in
people?
San Diego are either Hispanic or Filipino. And maybe some
I mean,
Chaldeans
that goes with
in
most
East
of the
County.
labor jobs, right?
You know, so needless to say, majority of the tailors at the Men's Warehouse are Hispanic, you know, and half of them are just straight Spanish speakers. And some that do speak a little bit of English, it's you know, it's very limited. But anyways, so in Spanish, when you ask someone, "Hey, can I bother you for the chair?" It's "Te puedo molestar por esa silla." Molestar is bother, right? So this tailor was trying to tell the assistant store manager that was either standing by a chair or sitting on a chair or something that like, "Hey, can I bother you for that chair?" But he didn't know how to say bother and you know, he didn't know the word bother. So in Spanish it's molestar. So he was like, he did his best and he was like, "Hey, can I molest you for that chair?" Thinking that molest was
the same.
Yeah,
was,
like
was
translate
molestar in
over.
English.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, so this guy is
He's like,
super white,
just take
super
it,
white
just take
dude, like just, you know, and it's like it's time he's like, "What are you trying to do to me?" He's like, "Why would you even ask?"
Just do it.
He's like, no, just, you know, the chair. Can I use the chair? He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that's fine. You can use the chair." He's like, "But why are you trying to molest me for it?" He's like, "No, it's not. It's not molest you. It's like,
had
you
to
know."
come and
Yeah,
save the
so
day.
we had to like clear that up, and it was like,
Yeah.
no. He was asking if he can bother you for the chair, but bother you in Spanish is molestar. So he didn't know how to say it. So
Not sexually.
yeah, yeah. So my week. My
You
week,
didn't even have to try. You're just
good.
hilarious.
That's
my,
good. That's
my week
good.
my week was great. I got, you know, it was a great week. Not only because I got a promotion at work. So
Nice.
this promotion has,
Congratulations.
thank you. It's been already talks about it were already, you know, in place since November.
So when were you going to celebrate? Going out to dinner or something?
Well, that might have to wait because the second part of, or the second reason why my week's been so great, and to answer your question about, you know, when you asked me earlier if I've been losing weight, so I started a fast.
Oh, okay.
You know, the Rock Church is I attend the Rock Church, and so the Rock Church is doing a 21-day fast that started January 6th. But it's a fast of like whatever you want to give up, right?
Okay.
So what a fast, you know, in a biblical sense, is depriving yourself of something that you enjoy,
Yeah.
to glorify God.
Okay.
And so me and my family, more specifically my wife and my son, are doing the Daniel fast. The Daniel fast in the Bible is just basically it's an all organic, like, you know, almost like a vegan diet, but without the fake, you know, protein. So
like
anything,
a raw diet?
Still meat?
no protein.
Oh,
No
okay,
so
okay.
anything that grows out of the ground.
You're gonna wither away.
Well, you know, I feel that way.
I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be okay.
You're gonna wither away, dude. We're gonna lose you.
The last thing I ate today was some seaweed chips, and
Oh yeah.
oddly enough, I enjoyed them.
Those were
'Cause
big.
I was freaking hungry.
All the kids were killing that in Big Bear.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was looking at everybody crazy. Like
the girls,
what is wrong
yeah,
with you guys?
the girls love seaweed chips, and it's cool
Wow.
because they'll eat it on the regular. So the girls aren't really doing the Daniel fast, but they are kind of, you know, because Daniela's cooking dinners, right? So like Monday she made lentils.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday she made frijoles de la olla, which is just bean soup,
Also,
right?
you're still getting a lot of protein. Lentils have a lot of protein.
Yeah, and Wednesday, what was Wednesday? It was like a vegetable soup, you know. So like I'm still eating like you know grains and but it's mainly like nuts and fruits and grains and all that stuff. No meat, nothing like that. But what's been the biggest I think change for me where because I've been struggling. I've been struggling, bro. I daydreamed about a cheeseburger all day on Monday.
Yeah.
Like, bro. And it sucks because so where I work at, I work for a brokerage, right? That does property management services. And we have a construction company. So the new building we moved into last in November, it has both companies together, right? And so we're working, you know, all under the same roof, and it's cool. And so the maintenance supervisor, him and the guy that's been working on the office, you know, doing the renovation and the upgrades and everything, because it's an older building, bro, they went to the Habit for lunch and brought that to the store to the office.
No. So you smelled that.
And the maintenance supervisor's office is right next to mine.
No.
And the shared wall is not even all the way up to the ceiling. It's opened at the top. So, bro, that smell. I stood in front of them eating pistachios while they're eating their Habit burgers.
Why?
Just for the smell. I was smelling them and trying to enjoy my pistachios at the same time.
Itching or scratching?
You know what I'm saying? You know how people like smell something and then they take a bite of take a bite of their salad, or you know what I'm saying? Like that whole tactical approach, you know, to
chew it and then spit it out.
No, I didn't.
You didn't ask to rub a pistachio on their meat?
No. I wish. I wish.
Can I rub one of my nuts on your meat real quick?
Make it extra salty.
Just get the grease.
Because them pistachios are salty.
Literally just for the grease.
Yeah.
Just for the grease on the nut. Like,
you know what I mean?
Who doesn't like a greasy nut?
Bro, I was yeah, man. I stood in front of him and I was like, you know what? I hope you guys get fucking chorro from these fucking burgers.
I gotta be a hater.
I was hating on it because they knew, you know, and we
to bring it back to the office.
They could have ate out.
Yeah, they could have ate there.
No, but it's cool. Like honestly, I'm not.
It's cool.
Like everyone at work is like cheering me on, right? Because
except for these guys.
You're 5 days in.
They think it's like a diet, right? Like a New Year's resolution, and it's not. It's a 21-day fast. Who knows where I'm going to be at after the 21 days? If I feel good enough, you know, because I lost as of yesterday morning when I weighed myself, I lost 7 pounds.
I was going to say
just 5 days.
So in just 5 days, right? And just eating like that. And I feel a little convicted because Wednesday for lunch to celebrate, right? Because I had my one-on-one with my boss, and then he told me like, hey, like your new position goes into effect as of today. We're gonna send out communication to all the clients next week.
The Wednesday just passed?
Yeah, this past Wednesday. Nice. And so like it was all great news, man. Like even like salary wise, he was like, hey, how much you think you should be making? And I threw a number out there, and without hesitation, he was like, okay. Yeah.
Was that number you already looked into? And was
it was. I researched like what property managers make in San Diego, what senior property managers make in San Diego, because technically my position is senior property manager, but in reality it's a portfolio manager because I manage multiple properties. It's 85 properties, 357 units altogether. Me and another property manager together, we manage that. You know, we have a maintenance team and everything, so it's a great setup. But I was like, so technically, I'm more of a portfolio manager. So I Googled, you know, I did my research, and I was like, all right, I looked up salaries for a property manager in San Diego, senior property manager, portfolio manager, and a senior portfolio manager.
And what does that look like?
And so I averaged it out, and it was
on the drive to Big Bear, you said you were going to average all those numbers out, and whatever that median was what you were going to ask.
Yeah.
And you got that.
Well, my thing was,
that's awesome.
My thing was, it was like, I was obviously I was trying to prepare for this meeting too, so I was like, am I gonna throw like a high number out there to see if it sticks? And then obviously, you know, he's gonna, you know, give me a lower number, and we're gonna meet in the middle. but I prayed on it. Like I prayed
Yeah.
before the meeting. And I was like, God, like whatever your will is for me and my position with this company, you know, I'm gonna be okay with it. You know, I'm gonna be at peace with it. You know, just guide me. You know, Holy Spirit, guide me during this prayer. Make sure I say the right things. And when he asked me, I was like, I just literally I threw out the number that I wanted to ultimately get.
The one
Right,
that
without the back and forth.
that make okay.
You know, I didn't highball it. You know, and he didn't come at me with the lower number, and then we negotiated and met in the middle. Now I threw out that solid number that I wanted, and without hesitation, he was like, "Okay, yeah."
Well, hold on, start over. Let me try this again. Then
Yeah, and
That's
I was
awesome.
like, but see, then I feel like then like the enemy, you know, started working and putting ideas in my head of like, you idiot. You should have asked for more. You should have
If he
asked
said
for a
yes
number.
so easy, you should have asked
You,
for like
you know what I'm
10
saying?
Gs
And
more.
so exactly. And so, but no, like, cause, and I prayed on it afterwards too, cause I had this feeling of unsatisfaction.
Yeah.
I had this feeling of like, of kind of like greed of like, I should have asked for more. I should have. And for like the next couple of days, and I didn't like that. And so like, I shared that with my wife, and I was like, I'm going to be praying on it, because that's not okay. Like I got the number that I want. And I feel like he even respects me more for giving him a reasonable number.
Sure.
And not going crazy with the number. And then, you know what I'm saying, trying to go back and forth, because even towards the end of our meeting, he made a comment. You know, like he went back to that. And he was like, you know, I like your number, Eddie. Like you.
I think that you got what you needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And-
I you know, it was great, you know, and it's my pay went, you know, up over 20 grand
Damn.
a year.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So
that's like,
yeah.
so that's probably like a 30% plus increase.
yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because
Congrats.
even that little raise I got when
Yeah.
our task got switched back in August that I was sharing with you, like, yeah, from there, that was just a small little bump, you know, because I was doing the senior property
Sorry,
manager
can
role.
I ask, are you salary?
Yeah, so I'm salary now
Okay.
too. I'm not hourly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hourly as an assistant property manager. Now I'm salary.
Mm-hmm.
So that's honestly, man.
And they promote like a good like work-life balance.
yeah, no,
Okay.
definitely. Like even
They're
then,
not taking advantage of you being
no,
on salary.
no.
Okay.
Because even then, here's another thing too.
Yeah.
Part of my strategy to get the number I wanted was to like even throw out there, like, I guarantee you I'm going to be working a minimum of this amount of hours a week. Because on average, every pay period, I was putting in like 5 hours of overtime, which averaged out to like 2.5 hours a week of overtime, right?
Yeah.
And so I was going to bring that up. Like I had my whole little spiel, right? To try to make a case for myself and promote myself to him. And so I didn't have to do any of that. He was just like, yes.
Awesome.
Because like I said, even towards the end of the meeting, he was like, Eddie, I like your number. Like
Right.
it's fair. And yeah, no, I definitely think you're worth that. And
He
you bring
already
so much
believed in
value
you.
and everything. And I'm like, dope, right?
Yeah.
But even then, like I said, like the enemy was in my head, like,
Well,
you know,
Greed. What is that saying? Greed moves the goalpost. Who knows if you would have got 10 more if you wouldn't have thought that same thing? Like, oh, maybe
Right.
I could have asked for 5 more. Like, you could have always thinking, oh, should I ask for more? If you're happy with that number, man, that's awesome.
dude, yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And if he likes that you came in with a fair number, hopefully in the future this means he'll continue to do right by you.
Right.
And there's even talks still about like an even bigger position within the company, because he wants to step away from the operation side of the company and focus more so on client acquisitions and sales and stuff like that, because ultimately it is a brokerage, right? So we do sell and buy real property. It's not just, you know, but I want to say about 85% of our business, or maybe even more, is property management services. So yeah, man. So I was really happy about that, and so I prayed on it, and yeah, I think it definitely worked. I don't, you know, I haven't been that thought of like you should have, you know, asked for more has been lingering in the back of my head. But yeah, that was great. You know, the fasting, that's been great too. It's been a challenge, but what I've noticed that was a lot easier, and I haven't been struggling with, is the drinks. So technically, since Monday, I've drinking just water.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Just water.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Not even like, because before it would be like,
or anything.
no coffee.
Wow.
You're cutting out so much sugar.
Bro, because when I stopped drinking, heavily, right? Because I haven't stopped drinking completely, right? I'll still have a beer or two or in drinks. But when I stop getting drunk, right, and drinking heavily, I think subconsciously I substituted that with sugary drinks.
Right. Well, and alcohol,
sodas, juices.
Alcohol
you know what I'm saying?
turns into sugar,
Yeah.
essentially, like in your system immediately. So a lot of people when they're drinking less, they end up craving sugar more. You know, eating ice cream or candies or whatever because you're replacing that because your body's expecting the sugar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I think I like I said, subconsciously, or my body was just craving it, right? Because it wasn't breaking down the alcohol to sugar, and so it was asking for more sugar, and I was overcompensating with my day-to-day drinking sugar because
soda.
I was also drinking. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was drinking like sugar-free drinks too, because I was like, oh, it's still sweet. Like as long as it's cold and sweet, I'm a drink it, and so like Coke Zeros and stuff like that, like sugar-free. Gatorades, that Crystal like little flavor bottles that you squirt in your water. Like I was doing that, but I think this week the reason why I haven't, because like I said, Monday I was daydreaming about a cheeseburger, and like what I'm saying, like this morning, like I wanted a breakfast burrito so bad, it's crazy, and like I was just like random like foods come into mind. I'm like, oh man, yeah, but anyways. And then yesterday we went to the rodeo at Petco Park.
Oh, I heard about that.
Bro, the barbecue, the hot dogs, the churros, and everything, bro. I was like, man,
You're like, can I get some carrot sticks?
Bro, and then leaving Petco Park, the Mexican vendors with their hot dogs on the street. I was like, man, that was a real test right there. That was a real test, bro. I was like, wow, it's funny because I daydream about like junk food, but I'm not really worried about the drinks. Like that hasn't even crossed my mind. And it's because eating unhealthy prompts you to want to drink unhealthy drinks as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can't sit there with a bowl of chips and with chilling lemon and then want to just drink a water, with it. Nah, man, I want a nice cold drink, like
wash it down.
Juice or
I feel like
soda.
that's like, I feel like that's definitely like a Hispanic thing.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot in, you have your cafe, your cafecito, and then you have your pan.
Con leche con tu pan dulce.
Yeah, you have it together. You don't have just one or the other, and that's just sugar and
sugar. Yeah.
Sadly, a lot of people end up with diabetes like that.
Yeah, so
diabetes.
So it's, I mean, if I get healthier within these next couple weeks, and I get to praise God at the same time with my fast, that's
and you're putting it on wax. You're putting it on wax.
Right.
People are gonna hold you accountable.
Right.
And
better
they might ask
cheeseburgers.
I noticed as soon as you walked in, I was like, this guy is looking pretty thin.
Yeah,
like your sweater looks a little bit,
it does.
like
and this is a double X too. I was hitting the 3X.
Looks like you're losing a little bit of the pythons though.
No.
Right.
I went to the gym this morning.
Those PJs are still comfy though.
I'll show you a video right now. This morning I was
you can always get those back. It's okay.
But see, because I lifted last Saturday, so I go to the gym every Saturday morning, and I do.
Oh yeah,
and
I noticed
do chest.
your gym pass on your phone too. Yeah.
So I go with the youth pastor,
Nice.
and this guy is super strong. So like we work out together, but he definitely is a great partner to work out with.
Yeah.
Good influence.
And so last Saturday he called it my Hulk day, because that's when I was go to the gym. You got a good chest day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I did. I usually 225 is like my regular end set. You know what I'm saying? I warm up with 145 plate, and then the rest of my workout it'd be 245 plates, and then I'll even throw like a 10 or 15 on there. But last Saturday he called it my Hulk day, because I was 8-10 reps, just without any help until maybe the last 2.
Damn, on traditional reps. Like bench with the bar and all that.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you got strong.
And so you're like, bro, it's your Hulk day. He's like, go for 275.
You always see the strongest men in the world are never the most cut men. They are the big men.
No, never.
Without help.
You can't be cut and be that strong.
No, for
you need
sure.
the body fat.
Yeah.
And so this week I was like, man, I'm gonna see how well I do. Last week I did great. I had a great workout.
Yeah.
I was strong.
Keeping them knees strong.
Keeping them. Oh yeah. I don't know about the knees.
Yeah.
I don't know about the knees.
Driving it like it's hot.
Oh my god! The first time I met you.
I can definitely bench press. I can bench press Sal, but I can't drop it. Maybe I can't drop it like it's hot.
All right.
Like I used to.
It's all right. You got to make sacrifices.
Mid-30s, That's what mid-30 lives are like.
That's
But then
fire.
this Saturday, I was telling the youth pastor, I was like, man, I was like, we'll see how well I do. I was like, a whole week of like not eating the way I normally do, of just fruits and nuts and vegetables and stuff.
That's fuel for your body as opposed to the wrong thing
Yeah.
to give your body. Like that cheeseburger, it tastes real good, but what's that gonna get you like in the long run?
Right.
For the fuel of your body.
You might struggle.
You feel better? Yeah. At this point,
What
you
I
feel better.
Health wise.
He's
Health-wise?
been saving on a lot of toilet
Yeah.
paper.
Well,
No, yeah, my wipes have been clean.
I know, dude.
No,
Tell me.
when did you start this fast?
Why do you think I said
Monday, the 6th.
It's been 5 days.
Okay. So usually it takes at least 3 days. The third day is usually your hardest because that's when your sugar cravings are probably at the highest. And then after, usually at about a week, like 7 days, that's when you're like, I'm good. And then watch, you're going to get off of this diet and the first like soda you have, you're going to take one sip and you're going to be like, bleh.
You're gonna feel terrible.
I hope
Yeah.
because I want to stick with it if I can.
Yeah.
And who knows? I don't know. Maybe if I'm feeling good enough, and I might go past the 21 days.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's nothing wrong with adding more vegetables and fruits to your diet, period, ever.
Yeah.
Like, a well-rounded diet is great, but generally speaking, you want to have at least a half a plate of vegetables is like.
And I
the
have
idea.
I have no problem whatsoever eating veggies and like fruits and stuff. I really enjoy them. Like Daniela would do like roasted veggies in the oven.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like the peppers and whatnot. I genuinely enjoy eating them, but I also enjoy a fat ass bowl
Right.
of freaking
Everything
chips
in
and
moderation.
chips,
Yeah.
And so it's like, man, one thing health wise though, besides like, losing the 7 pounds, I haven't had a single heartburn this whole week.
Isn't that amazing?
And that's awesome because
Diet.
no exaggeration, I have a bottle of Tums on my nightstand. I have a bottle of Tums downstairs, so I don't have to run upstairs to grab them off my nightstand. I have a bottle of Tums in my office.
Yeah.
I have a bottle of Tums in my car.
Hey.
That's a lot of calcium.
Do you get heartburn a lot? I was like, I never get heartburn.
Bro, consider yourself lucky because
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
doesn't sound- doesn't sound fun.
you're eating better, but if you're eating unhealthy, those heartburns are like
common.
some of them feel like a damn near heart attack, man.
Wow.
You're just like,
Yeah, I've heard.
oh, like
No, I've heard that for real. That's
it
why I'm
gets-
like, I don't experience that.
So even like my boss was like, you used to eat that many times? I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's a lot of calcium, bro. You can get kidney stones.
Mm-hmm.
That
And I thought about Rick right away, and I was like, oh,
that, and I
damn.
think ulcers too. Like I don't know. If
You
that
probably
many
had
Tums are good for
GERD.
your stomach.
Huh?
You probably had GERD.
What's GERD?
GERD
Like a little
is
Gertie?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
GERD.
GERD.
Dirty the birdie.
Oh God, hold on.
Well, I don't doubt that I have probably like gastritis or
Well,
something like
that's
that.
essentially what GERD is. GERD is acid reflux, and
Yeah, acid
it's
reflux.
a digestive disease. So, I mean, obviously, if you're putting, chili and chamoy and all of that stuff in your tummy, it's probably irritating your tummy, making you have acid.
Oh,
reflux.
definitely.
Yeah.
And especially in the older I've gotten, the worse it's gotten, right?
Right.
Because I wasn't
I
experiencing
was
this in my
asking
early
him
20s.
if he wanted to do like a cleanse, like some sort
Like
of
a juice cleanse.
colon
yeah,
cleanse?
or no, like I've heard of like the apple cider vinegar cleanse,
Yeah.
or things like that, where you're just kind of not eating for a couple days and
I've
taking
heard-
something to just get everything out.
I've heard people that go on fast and not like 2 or 3 day fast. There's some people that go on like 10-day fast and they don't do nothing but water. And some people
There's religions that do
Yeah.
fasts.
some people will just do like water, just regular water, and then some people will do water and they add minerals. But they say that by like the 6th or 7th day, there's nothing in their body anymore to poop, but they're still expelling something, and it's almost they describe it as like the lining of their insides.
Well, I mean,
Like that's what it looks like.
Right. I mean, there's because you have all of this stuff, and then it builds up. You know, so especially in your colon, and especially if you're not eating the right diet.
They also say fasts are really good to do at least once a year. Maybe not a 10-day fast, because that could be dangerous, but like a 3-day fast, because they say that when your body is in that that starvation mode, that it eats away at bad cells.
Yes.
That cause cancer.
Yeah.
That after a 24-hour fast, your body releases what's called like master cells, T cells, that start like,
and they start eating away all the bad, unhealthy cells that if you that supposedly if remain in your body for long periods of time, that's what causes cancer.
yeah.
I don't know if it's true.
I've heard of that too.
In a book.
I'd be down to do a 24-hour one to start and just try, and then ultimately do a.
Yeah.
Because what did Dana White do? The 3-day water fast, right? Or was it more than that? 3 days?
I think he did 3 or 5.
I've gone 72 hours.
I want to start with 24 and then do 3 days.
Right. Because I mean, at a certain point, your body is going to hit like a survival mode type thing, and so your body is like, what can I get rid of first? And so it's your fat cells, the cells that are working against your body or whatnot.
I've accidentally fasted before for like 18 hours just because I was like at work and it was super crazy.
Yeah.
And meetings all day, and then I'm like, oh man, I haven't eaten in 18 hours. So what's another 6?
Right.
Yeah.
And he did a 86-hour fast.
Damn. That's.
But I mean, I'd be down to.
Yeah, because if you do 3 days and then you go to bed that third day overnight, you'll.
I think that there might be benefits. I don't know if
we should try to do one.
benefits.
I'm down to do it, and then figure out a way to record a little bit and talk about it.
See, because I'm okay with doing like a fast where I'm doing water, but then at a certain point I can eat something. I
intermittent fasting.
Yeah, or like I mean, like what you're doing, like eating a vegetable soup. That's totally fine, especially if everything's like fresh, organic, whatever.
No, I want to do water fast.
Yeah, you guys
straight
can
water,
do whatever
nothing
you
else.
want.
Yeah,
that's to me that's a true fast.
And let's talk about it. We'll go over it, and
the true fat kids over here will keep eating.
I wonder if if we have like after a certain hour, like after hour 18, you like explosive diarrhea because everything's coming out.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, and I've
I'm telling you,
wow.
man,
My stepmom
those poops are clean.
I just can't do it while it's in like a work week. Like if we're having a weekend or whatever, like something that we can kind of comfortably do it while we're just kind of.
It's harder on the weekend. When I'm at work, it's easier because I'm busy. So my mind is off of it.
Maybe not for his
work.
Yeah,
I just can't I just can't go that long and just running around, jumping.
For me, like I know that my brain.
You need the energy.
I need something.
Yeah, my brain shuts down, and I need that that energy, that
but
sustenance.
That's the thing. Like you think you do.
No, because they actually say that when you're
that's like that.
But I also take medications that kind of
when you fast long enough, your body goes into ketosis.
Yeah,
and when your body goes into ketosis, your brain actually fires better.
Right.
They say people that go on these fasts, when their body gets into that state of ketosis,
yeah, dude, they develop like superpowers. Like you can start fire with your mind.
No,
they become
like
strippers.
Super mental clarity. They can see through walls. It's crazy.
Yeah, X-ray vision.
They become strippers, like Vinny from
scrippers
from Jersey Shore.
Oh, what do you do?
The Keto Guido. He's a stripper.
He's an exotic dancer now.
Yeah, at Chippendales.
Gee.
There was something. It wasn't related to water fasting, but when you said something about curing cancer cells.
Oh, is curing patients the right business model?
Sure. Yeah,
Are you talking about the curing cancer or like eating bad cells away from the water fast?
I'm referring to. I don't know if you saw the episode with Mel Gibson.
Oh, he's talking about
Mel Gibson was on the show.
He's talking about his 4 or 3 buddies who all had stage 3 cancer. If I remember that right.
Wow.
All 3 were treated with ivermectin and one other thing I can't remember off the top of my head.
I didn't watch the podcast yet.
And
talking about Joe Rogan and Mel Gibson.
Yeah, and all 3 of them are no longer
alive.
I believe it.
No, they're alive.
They're cancer free.
They're cancer free.
I believe it.
See, I don't trust chemotherapy just based on how it was created in the first place. I've had cancer before, and if my cancer wasn't something that would have been able to be surgically removed, I don't know if I'd want to go through with chemo. Just like
I believe what
I think that I'd want to try something that's different,
some holistic approach.
Yeah, something like that, because I mean,
just chemo's gonna mess up other parts of your body.
Chemo literally kills your body.
It makes you smaller.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Makes your dick smaller.
Well, chemo was discovered essentially by the Nazis by experimenting on Jews. You didn't know that? Yeah, that's how they got. That's how they
I
found
just thought they had
chemotherapy.
stylish uniforms.
No.
I found the clip with Mel Gibson speaking about his buddies. Let me play it. And
I haven't seen this, but I believe like this is possible.
And don't get me wrong, Mel Gibson is a bit crazy. I get it, but I mean, I'm open to hearing different ideas sometimes, and sure, I'll take it with a little bit of grain of salt, but clearly we haven't found the right answers.
Before you play that clip,
because I think, conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat. I think that people make money off of keeping people sick and by
foreshadowing. Yep.
Yeah,
we'll talk about
there
that.
actually is data. Like it's not a theory. There's actual data that shows when people are in these water fasts that their body does eat away at bad cells.
Yeah.
That eventually that can cause cancer.
But that's not profitable, right? To the medical industry, right?
Just drink water.
Why would you recommend
well,
that?
I mean, but also you have to look at like humans as a whole, pre all of this stuff, when there really were just living off of the land and like what was available to you. They weren't getting cancer. They
went days without eating. Because they would
On a
not
regular-
find a kill.
Well,
on a
I mean, it
regular
would be
basis.
depending on, you for sure. There were times where people were going without food, but for the most part, indigenous or, back in the day, whatever, you lived in your area, you had what you had, and that's what you worked with, so.
Blueberries.
Yeah, chemicals weren't a thing.
Let's listen to Braveheart talk about his buddies.
Mankind that hasn't got a natural cure for it. I think that there has to be. It just makes sense to me. Now, I couldn't prove that, but I just believe that. That there's got to be something that cures things. And I'll tell you a good story.
Okay.
I have 3 friends. All 3 of them had stage 4 cancer. All 3 of them don't have cancer right now at all. And they had some serious stuff going on.
And what did they take?
Jesus. They took what you've heard they've taken.
Ivermectin.
Fenbendazole.
Fenbendazole. Yeah. I'm hearing that a lot.
They drank hydrochloride something or other.
There's studies on that now where people have proven that
people are drinking methylene blue and stuff like that.
Yeah, methylene blue, which was a fabric dye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a textile dye. And now they find out it has profound effects on your mitochondria.
Yep.
Yeah.
This stuff works, man.
Joe Rogan looks like a cave.
There's a lot of stuff that does work, which is very strange because, again, it's profit. When you hear about things that are demonized and that turn out to be effective, you always wonder, well, what is going on here? How is our medical institutions, how have they failed us so that things that do cure you are not promoted because they're not profitable? That they can't control it. They don't have a patent on it, whether it's vitamin D, K2, and magnesium,
Well, yeah. I'm doing
zinc and
all that-
quercetin. I do all that stuff.
Did you do the BRCA thing?
Yeah. Me
too. I lost
I
like
do all
30,
that stuff,
I lost
yeah.
like 30 pounds, right?
It's fantastic.
I was talking to Dana, and he said, "Oh, I was," and I said, "Yeah, I got to do something about this." I'm 5'10", 235. That's too fat.
Yeah.
So I had to sort of roll it back some. Now I'm
Taller
under
than
200, which is about
That's
what it
great.
should be.
We're the same height.
But and it was that
Hey, you don't say that.
No, Gary's a national treasure.
Yeah.
And
Jump
he
in
gets
the cold
shit
plunge.
on all over the place, too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Going to
Interesting. Just the stuff that, you kind of hear. I mean, the whole podcast thing, you would never hear that on mainstream media. So it's dope to see or hear, whether it's real or not.
Well, even if it's anecdotal and it worked for them,
Right.
It's an option.
Yeah, exactly. What is that saying?
Right.
Well, I have been, because of my last year and a half and just how terrible my health has been, I decided I really want to work on our health. And so obviously making a conscious decision to our diet and what we're eating nightly, daily, whatever. but also like using the holistic approach, you know, using things like oregano oil when you're sick. It has what's the word? Antibiotic properties, you know, things like that. And just how sick we were in this last week or whatever. Just, oh my
You
God.
should use beef tallow.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things.
About that gum you can chew that like removes cavities.
That's crazy.
Like if you like, there's
that's the thing.
Dr. Rhonda Patrick talks about it on
What?
a podcast. She went to the doctor and they told her that she had look it up. It's like Lysoprene gum or lincecum.
Oh,
gum.
she had gingivitis.
No, she went to the dentist and they told her she had 3 cavities, and she's like, "What? Like, I'm not dirty. I brush my teeth."
Oh.
And so she didn't have them
Dirtier
do
than
any
you
work,
think.
and she started chewing this gum for 30 days, and she went back to a different dentist, and they were like, "Yep, your teeth are perfect, no cavities." And she even got X-rays done. So I know this sounds kind of crazy, right? Because one doctor could think that she had cavities, and the other dentist could think she didn't have cavities. She got the X-rays from both dentists where you could see the darkening in the root that would indicate cavity, and the other X-rays didn't have any of the darkening anymore.
Nice.
How do you say the name of this thing?
It's called here, I took a picture.
Xylitol?
Yes, there you go.
Xylitol is a natural sweetener that prevents cavity-causing bacteria from sticking to teeth. The bacteria.
Xylitol is in pretty much any sugar-free gum.
But there's actual gum you can buy. I don't know what it's called. Maybe it's that called xylitol gum. But
Google like what gum has xylitol in it.
No, it's this one right here. I took a picture of it because I wanted to buy it.
Dude, let's all take it, and then you'll get X-rays.
Gum of gods.
No. Gum of gods.
Gum of gods, dude.
Underbrush.
I mean, there's some
Epic.
that's just epic xylitol gum. Like, it's just. But yeah. No, I mean, I believe it because I went years and years and years with no cavities.
Yeah, I think it just goes back to the point we keep circling, where basically I think there's a lot of holistic approaches to health that is not getting any type of mainstream media attention because you're not profiting off of it.
No.
Well, the big pharma's not profiting off of it.
Right. I mean, there's reason why Chinese medicine has been around for thousands of years. Yeah. You know, like there's reason
like
why
Chinese people.
Yeah, there's reason why people, you know, live as long as they do. And it's crazy because you hear those people that are living till 110 or whatever, and they're like, "What's the secret?" And they're like, "I drink a Dr. Pepper every day." You know what I mean?
That
like,
ain't it.
What?
That ain't
like,
it.
That's crazy. But I mean,
it's in the name.
Yeah,
you know, it's healthy
doctor.
for you.
It's from
yeah,
the
true,
doctor.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
dude.
right.
Come on, read a book.
Right. Come on, Sal.
I read it in a book.
So, you guys have heard of "Am I the Asshole?" Right?
No.
No. Okay. So,
Does that have anything to
a
do with
very
his
popular subreddit, a Reddit page is "Am I the Asshole?" And the whole premise of "Am I the Asshole?" AITA for short, is you present your issue, you know, that you're having, and the group, the thread decides if you're the asshole or if the other person's the asshole.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So we're going to start off with one I think is kind of interesting personally and a relationship type of thing. So the title of this is "Am I the Asshole for Being Annoyed? My girlfriend has recently started dressing, quote, weird recently." So I'll read the story. My girlfriend always dressed comfortably and practically until recently. She works at a professional job and she would usually wear jeans, sneakers, t-shirts, sweaters, etc. About a month ago, she had her friend shave both sides of her head, but leave hair on the top and the back. So she essentially had a mohawk. He wasn't a huge fan of it. Oh, I'm sorry. They weren't a huge fan of it. It doesn't indicate if it's female or male. They weren't a huge fan of it, but it made their girlfriend happy, so they were fine with it. But She said that she wanted it for a while, but she was afraid that it would turn out badly, but she just went for it. So everybody's working from home. Who cares? Then she decided to bleach her brown hair to blonde, and then she dyed it fluorescent green. And then on top
Is this
of it,
about you?
no. And then on top of it, she was buying a lot of new clothes, crop tops, tank tops, really loud patterned pants, platform sneakers that look like running shoes but have a sole that's like 3 inches tall, ? Doesn't sound terrible to me. I think that that's like in style, right? The little platforms. Just generally flashy and eccentric stuff. And whenever I ask, she just says that this is more her style, and that she's just been more comfortable getting into it when there's less social pressure. She's also stopped wearing bras.
Oh.
So that's also awkward because I could tell she gets stares. And
Oh, so she got titties then.
it doesn't go into more than that. And then it says, I asked what she's going to do when she has to go back to work. And she says she'd dress appropriately, but obviously couldn't change her hair. But she didn't think that would be a problem. She'd been practically indispensable during the difficult time the company was having recently, and she couldn't see there being any trouble over her hair. Which, like, you know, these days, like, I got colored hair. Everybody's got colored hair.
I got a perm at one point.
Right. Like,
true story. Yeah.
Right. And so this person told his girlfriend or their girlfriend that they didn't like their new look. But the girlfriend always says, I don't look that different. It's still me.
But she's a man now.
She's, yeah.
And then it says we had a fight after I asked her a couple times to just wear normal things when we hang out together, and she got really upset with me over it, saying that she was just trying to have some fun and try something different, and it was really rude to me. And it was really rude of me to tell her how to dress. Am I the asshole for being annoyed with my girlfriend's change in style?
I don't think he's the asshole. I don't disagree with his him sharing his preferences and how she used to dress or how she currently dresses.
Okay.
If he prefers the way she used to dress.
So if Daniela came home and she just decided to shave all of her hair off.
I divorce her.
Okay.
He said that so seriously.
At least he's honest.
Honestly, I think that's a big decision. Like you don't take that decision like by yourself. You don't make that decision by yourself, especially when you're like in a marriage. You know, it's a very serious relationship. It's a marriage, because I know dang well if I were to go back to my short fade, you know, she'd have an issue with it.
She didn't like it.
We've talked about it before too.
Well, she was with you for a while when you had it.
Yeah, and she fell in love with me like that. And so if I go back to it, you know what I'm saying? But even now, she's like, no, I like your hair now. Like, don't ever go back to the short fade.
So you guys already have this understanding.
Yeah, we've had this talk, and I look. Till this day, I mean, we ask each other like, "Hey, you know, do you like this shirt, or you think I should wear this other shirt?" And then she'll say, "Oh, I like this shirt," so I'll go with the opposite, right? And I'll go with the other shirt she didn't pick, because I know if she liked the other shirt, it's because it wasn't as flattering on me as the one I pick. She don't want me to look too good out there in them streets.
That's fair.
Wait, is this your real thought process?
It is a real thought. It is weird.
This is what I thought about it.
That's how I process it.
Those are my thoughts.
No, but and she'll ask me the same thing. Like, hey, do you think this outfit, or the other? And ultimately, she wears what she wants to wear. But I do, she'll ask me for my opinion, so I'll give her my honest opinion. No, I don't like that one. Oh, I think that one might be a little too inappropriate for church.
If she was like, well, I'm more comfortable in this one.
All right, well, stay your ass home then.
Okay.
That is if that's their relationship, then who's to say that's right or wrong?
So,
right?
you and I have been in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have been lately expressing myself a little bit differently in my style.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. I didn't ask you when I decided to dye my hair.
Yeah.
I just went ahead and did it.
Right.
I mean, obviously you're still with me, so we're cool.
Like, is it
after 2 years that you did it? Yeah.
Well, we're
pause.
Well, yeah, we're cool.
Okay.
Yeah, is that the question, or are you saying like?
Were you cool with it?
What
Where
are
do,
my
we,
thoughts
where
on
do
it?
we draw the line?
If she
Like,
would have
where
asked
do
you
you draw
before
the
she did it, what would your response been?
I think generally, if there's something that she, like, for example, like she had an outfit on, so I don't ever want to come across as if I am
He is very tactful.
controlling
Yeah.
you in what you do.
I know.
with your
I know
body.
that if it was something where I was like, I feel comfortable in this. This is like really what I like the vibe I was going for, or whatever. If it's what I want and it makes me happy, I know that he's gonna kind of vibe with it. He'll be okay with it.
I'll draw the line. I'll probably be a little
Face
bit
tattoos.
more assertive when there's a little bit more of a
Permanent change.
no. Well, yeah, but no.
Or if it's something that I think if it was something that was going to set us back like financially, or if it was something that was going to
Sure.
like change
Well,
like our lives effectively.
I'm
I
thinking
think that
even
that would
more
be
simple. If it's something maybe a little bit I'm uncomfortable with you wearing that's too revealing, or
right.
not that we have that problem,
No.
Or that's inappropriate.
But I would be more,
Yeah.
but that inappropriate is based on my level of what
right.
I feel is.
And we have had
okay.
situations where you've told me, hey, I don't like when you wear those pants.
Sure, yeah.
And I've told you, hey, I don't like when you wear those pants because I can see
Yeah.
your dick right in the front.
Yeah.
So, like it goes
Mikhail's
both ways.
banned from wearing gray sweatpants in public.
Sure.
Pretty much.
Sure.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, but
I mean,
other than
and I
that-
missed that because
Well,
And I miss that.
especially when he had to wear like suits to work. Those pants were way too fucking tight all the time.
bulge.
All
I
of them.
Bulge.
I wasn't getting measured by a skilled
Yeah.
professional.
Clearly, obviously.
Cakes wasn't measuring his inseam.
Yeah, dude, I was,
wasn't
you know,
capturing
and
it.
if Sal,
Cakes
if
wasn't
Sal,
measuring
if
his
Sal's
huevos.
thick, Mikhail, stupid thick.
So I mean, we've
The three
also
Cs.
we've also had a situation where I just stopped shaving my armpits.
I wasn't gonna say anything on the
I'll bring it
podcast,
up.
but
I'll
I
bring it
sure
up.
as
This
shit
is-
thought about it.
This is
I
a place.
sure as hell
This
thought
is a
about it.
place of honesty.
and we stopped coming around for a while because
Well,
of that. I was like,
I didn't see her for 3 years.
No, well, right. But here's the thing. It wasn't like I made this choice to like make a stance or like, you know, I'm a feminist. I'm not going to shave my armpits. I for real was getting like rashes from shaving. You know, it was really uncomfortable. So it was, you know, it was in the pandemic. Who fucking cares? Like, he hardly even saw my armpits because, like, what? I'm wearing t-shirts. Like, it's not like I'm like, hey guys.
if Daniela
check out.
stops
felt
shaving her armpits, you better believe I'm pulling on them fucking
You
hairs.
could see them.
And be like, hey,
You could not. You didn't even notice it for a long
I
time.
maybe didn't say anything about it for a long
just because
time.
he didn't say anything didn't mean he didn't notice
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like I'm supportive as a husband, and a perfect example. And you guys know exactly, you know, this whole
You just said you were
like
a divorcer.
season.
Yeah.
I
If she
would,
shaved her head,
depending, right?
Hair
but
grows
like,
back.
but like when
What
she,
if she got
when-
cancer and her hair fell out? Would
Where
you
she-
divorce her?
That's different.
No,
That's not even
where she
close.
went through the whole LuLaRoe phase.
Yeah.
Like at first, like with those patterns and everything, I'm like, it's,
Yeah.
I'm getting dizzy.
it's a
Yeah.
little out there, you know.
Yeah,
but you know,
It
at the
makes you
time she was
happy.
pregnant,
Yeah.
she felt, you know,
That's what she wanted to
comfortable
just-
wearing
yeah,
the
she felt
clothes and-
comfortable and
Yeah.
she was insecure in a lot of things she was wearing. So I told her, if that made you feel comfortable, by all means. Now, ultimately, I joke around a lot. So no, I wouldn't tell her stay your ass home then, but I would give her my honest opinion.
Yeah.
You know, whether
But that's different than being, you know, like I just don't like, you know, like the armpit thing. Like, who cares? Like, it's not hurting you.
Well, I'll give her my honest opinion. Like, I
Yeah.
don't find it like.
But he's not
attractive
gonna
per
make
se.
me shave.
I
Like,
won't
he's not gonna get in the shower with me and like.
I won't make you shave, and I won't like disrespect you about it.
Yeah.
I will.
What
be,
about wax?
I will be honest and just let you know, like I'm not
And
attracted to it, and I'm not a fan of it.
Right.
But,
And
you know,
once
do
it
your
came
thing.
to light that this was something that he was not enthused about, I found different ways to handle the situation.
Sure. Yeah.
You started
And-
braiding it.
Yeah.
She's got a
No,
little
I use-
avatar.
You got
fucking
cornrows
braids
now?
Right?
next
The
to-
fucking
back-
connection.
back-
I gotta make it look stylish.
No,
They tie 'em up in
instead
the
of
back.
shaving, I started using Nair.
Yeah.
You know, like
I could have told you that.
Right.
You know,
something like that. Like
that's very effective.
But it's not something that I'm like obsessive over. Does that, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
you know, certain, okay, I
So
know
you get a little patchy from time to time.
Yeah.
But, and I think a big part of it, it's a two-parter. My part in it is, you know, not telling you what to do, making you feel bad about it.
Yeah.
And then B, you having the consideration enough to take how I feel into account enough
Right.
to do something, even though you may have felt that you shouldn't have to or whatever.
Okay.
So I think it's a dance. It goes back and forth.
Okay. This situation where it sounds like this girlfriend is finding a bit of self-expression in how she's dressing. And it sounds like this is, you know, she works from home, and it sounds like he is just, or the poster is just.
No, I thought she works like out of an office.
No, she works at a professional job, but she works at home now.
Oh, okay.
And they asked it like, okay, so what if you had to go back to work? And they were like, well, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Which at this point, I don't think the hair color is a problem, right?
No.
But I think that the girlfriend is finding self-expression in, you know, finding, in dressing differently, in dressing however what calls to them. You know, so at that point of like that self-expression, it sounds like this guy's maybe just embarrassed to go out in public with somebody who's dressed loudly, or, you know, like think of like if your parent was dropping you off and was wearing something embarrassing.
Well, he mentioned something about like the no bra and her
Yeah.
titties are all out. Like
Because I can tell she gets stares. Yeah.
I think I'd be uncomfortable and would tell you like, hey, like put a bra on. I'm not gonna leave the house with
My
you
cousin, oh man, my cousin be not wearing a bra.
But I think that's
and
like,
it's like put them titties away.
isn't that a thing? Like I feel like I see that more often
That's
where
your cousin,
girls
dude.
are kind of walking around.
Yeah, which just makes me uncomfortable, dude.
I think that it is something that kind of like it is a form of self-expression, or, you know, like
it's common, right?
Yeah, to not wear a bra, like you're burning your bra, you're getting rid of your bra because like boobies are natural.
Yeah, I
you know,
mean,
for
your
me,
bra's on your desk.
For me, it's just uncomfortable to not wear a bra because then your titties are like hanging down and you got like sweat underneath between your stomach and
Maybe
your
it's a
boob,
little
like,
titty person.
I experienced
problem.
That happens
right.
to me.
But I mean, if
I got titty sweat.
dude, really though, it
And he never
sucks.
wears bras.
Nah, I haven't worn a bra in over 10 years.
There you go.
But anyways,
After
so
these 21 days, 20 days.
We'll see.
Dude.
yeah,
see, dude.
maybe when your
Percolating.
birthday comes up,
You'll be-
if you still need one, I'll get you
You'll
a
be
bra.
peculating. Got the pecs.
But anyways, so if you were in it sounds like a committed relationship, and this person just kind of took a left turn and decided to go to artistic expression.
I don't think he's an asshole for it. For just, you know, giving his girlfriend his honest opinion and putting, you know, his 2 cents in that, and just obviously making his preferences known. Now, what she does with that is a different story. She decides to take it and make some changes. You know, he got lucky. If not, then he's gonna have to figure out whether he wants to deal with that or not.
Right.
I mean, that's gonna be a separate issue, a separate conversation. But him just simply expressing himself or communicating with her, like, hey, I don't feel comfortable about this. I'm not attracted to that look. You know, just wanted to share that with you. And then whatever she does with that, whether it's, you know, oh, okay, well, let me tone it down, or no, you know, and this is me, and this is my new style, and you're gonna have to live with it. And at that point, he's gonna have to make a decision on whether he has to live with it or not, or whether he wants to live with it or not.
Sal, as somebody who's not in a relationship, if you did get into a relationship and that person dressed, you know, normal,
You're attracted to them one way, and then
yeah,
they switch it up.
and then they decide to just switch it up. She all of a sudden goes to a different style.
I think it depends on how long I've been with the person. If
Let's say it's a new relationship.
Yeah, if it's early on, I'd probably stop talking to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But freaks you out a little bit?
Well, so if I, for me, a big part of relationships in the beginning, at least, is the physical attraction.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, that's how most relationships start.
Yeah.
Not always, but the physical attraction is like
I made Mikhail wait.
Is the beginning part. Well, no, I'm not even talking about having sex. I'm saying physically attracted to him.
I don't know about that.
So if I was physically attracted to a woman, and maybe her style and the way she carried herself, and then she switched that up completely, especially early on when maybe I haven't really gotten to know who she truly is inside,
That
like
bond
mentally.
isn't strong enough yet.
Yeah,
for you
not
to
at
have
all.
to
I'd just
deal
be
with
like,
it.
yeah, I'm not really a fan of that anymore. I'm probably not gonna talk to that
Whereas,
woman anymore.
you know, Mikhail, excuse me, pandemic happened, and then I kind of got to this point where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my teenager self happy. I'm gonna dye my hair pink. Sure, like that sounds cool. Who cares? You know, like, and yeah, it does. There are some things where he's like, I don't know about that. I put on an outfit today, and he was honest. He's like, well, it looks like you're wearing 2 dresses. Is that a dress?
Yeah.
Or is that a shirt? So
And-
I mean, he.
And I just left that at that's just not my style.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But if
That's just how
I
leave
wore it out in public with him,
I still go out with you.
yeah, I know that he'd show me off like
that's
I'm
whatever.
a diamond to anyone.
I think you're the asshole to answer that. You're the asshole if you're disrespecting your girl about
If you're
it.
putting her down,
Yeah.
for
If you put her down for it, you're the asshole. But
Like,
if
you're
you
trying to
are
put them
just
on.
honest and
expressing your
and you
So,
take her feelings into account,
majority,
I don't think you're the asshole.
right? Majority of the comments are saying that the poster is the asshole. You're the asshole, and a lot of it is she's finally comfortable. Support her. You know, like
Those people are all single.
Yeah.
Right.
Clearly, they've never been.
You
in
know,
a
it
serious
sounds like it
relationship.
took her a long time to get the confidence to finally dress how she wants to, you know. And to me, clothes are just clothes.
Well,
Your hair is just hair. It's really about like who you are on the
I know.
inside. and
I can tell those people aren't in long-term relationships because they are totally missing the point that it's a 2-person dance. That whole thing. That whole thing is a 2-person thing.
Right.
All relationships are a 2-person thing.
Yeah.
You both have to agree to do sacrificing micro ones in order to make it work.
Right.
And that's an example of a micro one that you know,
I
that's
know
just
that
one
when you started shaving your head,
Sure, yeah.
being bald was not my favorite thing.
Sure.
Like
yeah.
it wasn't, but it's not my choice.
Right.
And I love you regardless of, you know,
Right.
and it works for you.
I mean, it kind of has to,
I
you know,
would-
like
yeah,
the alternative.
I have
is
no
not great.
choice.
The hair
Yeah.
But
not
also,
coming back
if
like it
you
used to.
wanted,
Yeah.
if you wanted to have a comb over and try to rock it till the wheels fall off, then that's on you.
Sure.
You
yeah.
know, like
Like a
you
half
want a
head
Donald
comb
Trump
over?
it, then go for it. You know, like
Can you try it?
Well, I think the difference is one is like, you know, you can't help one. One is like,
Yeah.
you know, that's you know,
Genetically, you can't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
the
but
other one is just like you're.
for me, hair grows in my armpits. Sorry, it doesn't grow on your head. Like,
But that's not the equivalent.
Put it on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we both have. we both have
put him
armpit
in a
hair.
headlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's
Can
not.
you imagine you're wrestling with your girl and
I just got.
puts you in a headlock and
It's
you're
not
like,
the
why is there all
same.
this
I
hair in
just
my
imagine
face?
the smell.
Yeah.
It smells like onions.
Where's your
Right.
armpit tickling my mustache?
Oh shit. But yeah, it's not the same.
So yeah,
Okay, so I
just
think we
you
came.
know something to think about.
Okay, we came to an agreement on that. So let's get to our questions. Okay. And just as a reminder, for those of you that might want to participate next time and send in questions, go to the Instagram account of the You Don't Say That podcast. Keep your eyes out on our stories. I will put out a link, an NGL link. It's an anonymous link, and go ahead and follow the prompt. For this week, it was an AMA and Ask Me.
And it really
Anything.
works because, you know, we just found out today the silly question that
So
was
what
asked
was
right here by
what was the
host.
question? The silly question that people
From the
asked. What
host.
was the question?
From the host?
No, on the NGL. What was
one?
the silly questions?
Wasn't there one about
One was silly, but I mean, like I said, I've been okay. So for the record, anything that's not like a serious question, like, and don't get me wrong, like it can be a dirty question, it can be like stuff like that. But if you're asking like, I got a question, are you down for anal later?
Who asked that?
I
Who
mean,
asked that?
well,
way she
It's in the
said that.
tone. It's in the tone.
Yeah.
Who asked that?
Okay.
and mind you, look, when I get questions, this is just what I get. This is my inbox of questions. Like, there's no names anywhere.
just says send anonymous messages.
Yeah,
you
and the
click on
different
it.
ones.
It says, yeah, I don't see anybody's name.
I guess let me get to the first question. First question.
Message.
Okay, I think you might have more context to this because I'm pretty sure it's a movie reference. What? Maybe you too. Blockbuster game winner.
Jeez,
All
no
comedy.
joke.
I won the game.
She won the game because she got all the
Off
categories, but I
technicality.
had the more.
You had like 1,700 movies.
yeah,
Yeah.
1,700 movies.
All
That's
right.
all I
Doesn't
do.
matter. I still won.
That's all I do, dude. Watch movies and eat Jack in the Box.
So
Video games.
first,
Well, in this case, movies.
Okay.
Shut your mouth, dude.
Dude, she down. She down, dude.
first question: what is the airspeed velocity of a unladen swallow?
That sounds dirty.
Unladen?
Why didn't you delete that one?
Unladen swallow.
What was the question?
I'm pretty sure it's like
Wait, is it-
It's like
Velocity?
I think it's like the only Monty Python movie I've seen.
Oh, I was gonna say, how is this a movie question?
I'm pretty sure
This is a physics question.
What's a
pretty
Monty
sure
Python?
It's a Monty. You know who Monty Python is?
No.
Do you know? So you know the Wayans brothers, right? How they do
Yes.
parodies
Yes.
of Boys in the Hood. They
Yeah.
did, right? So Monty Python is kind of like almost like I don't want to say the originator, but they did that before the Wayans, and they would redo like Robin Hood and Tights. I don't know
Oh,
if you
okay,
ever
okay,
seen that?
okay.
Heard of that?
Yeah.
If you watch it, it's,
Yeah, like
it's a comedy.
what was that? The Mr. Magoo actor in the.
He's another person who
Well,
does
you know
them.
those movies.
Yeah, so Monty Python was way before these guys, and one of them, it's almost like National Lampoon Vacation, National Lampoon, whatever funny movie, Monty Python and the whatever Robin Hood in Tights, or Monty Python and the whatever. And I'm pretty sure this is a quote from that movie. Should I pull up the movie thing? Or are you just trying to get the answer?
Yeah, like Naked Gun.
Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Sure.
All those.
So I'm pretty sure that's the movie reference.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we failed your question because none of us were able
I have
to.
no idea what that.
to
Yeah,
help.
no.
Whose
it was a-
question? Oh, you don't know whose question.
yeah, it's
Okay.
It was a
anonymous.
stupid
Yeah.
question.
Sorry, we didn't know the answer.
No,
to that
sorry.
question.
No,
Wait,
whoever
so
submitted that
is there an
question, keep
answer?
submitting them.
Yeah, there's an answer. So
There is no stupid
in,
question.
Type in the question and give us the because I remember it's a
Roughly 20.1 miles per hour.
quote. Okay. Well,
What was the question again?
what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
20 point something miles per hour.
20.1 miles per hour.
There you go.
All right,
All right.
learn something new.
Next question.
I don't care for that.
Message.
Message.
What is that saying?
Message.
Message
Oh,
That one's
from Menace.
Don't be a menace.
well, for the longest time, I thought mustard was busted.
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Message. Do you think the California fires are connected to the terrorist attacks in New Orleans and Vegas?
There was terrorist
Oh.
attacks.
Oh God.
Well, okay.
Is Vegas the Cybertruck one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I should have gone over my news stories, but really quick, New Orleans,
New Year's Day.
You didn't see that?
New Year's Day, there was a driver down Bourbon Street who
Plowed
through
through.
the
I'll just say
barricades.
moloned fucking people that were in a crowded street.
Just ran him over.
On mode.
Prior military, right?
Yeah.
And
Prior
a
military.
He was a former Green Beret, or was that the Cybertruck guy?
I don't
One of
know.
them was a former Green
Hold
Beret.
on.
I just know they're both former military.
Because you were telling me the story about what was it, Germany? In Germany?
It happened right after that.
Okay.
It happened, and it was such a like, oh my god, it happened here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it happened here.
It was just like the Germany one.
Wow.
So
I think worse.
that's one incident. The Vegas incident over at Trump Towers, Las Vegas, a Cybertruck pulls in to the, I'll just call it the valet,
Mm-hmm.
parks itself for a few seconds and explodes.
Cybertruck.
Cybertruck, right? The driver was found with a gunshot wound to the head and prior military as well. Supposedly, was it ISIS?
Wait, he shot himself?
Here's the thing. People during the surveillance camera, no gunshots were seen fired in the vehicle on arrival.
So was the vehicle
Self-driven.
self-driven?
That's out to be determined. But they ran
Like he already shot himself before he got
somebody may have killed him.
Yeah.
Sat him in the car. punched in the
directions.
address,
Yeah,
and pulled him in with a car full of explosives, fireworks. What are they called? AEDs or whatever the hell.
IUDs.
I thought those were contraception.
IEDs. IEDs.
IEDs.
I thought those were
with a bunch of
contraceptives.
contraceptives. Dude.
Wait, there's a bunch of contraceptives going off in the Trump towers?
I have an IUD.
It is very.
And
So the New Orleans attacker was Shamsud Din Jabbar, a 42-year-old Army veteran who lived in Texas.
Okay, and then the car, the Cybertruck explodes. They are
Big explosion.
Huge,
Yeah. Big.
Huge.
They had fireworks in the truck too. So fireworks went off. But whoever did this didn't realize that this is almost like a PR campaign for Elon Musk and Tesla Cybertrucks, because the steel doors of the Tesla held the explosion from going outward and pushed it upward. So it was parked right next to glass doors. None of the glass doors broke.
This guy,
wow.
Yeah.
And it was a big explosion.
Yeah, it was definitely some sort of conspiracy
Well, they
to
needed
do
something,
a
and-
Cybertruck at Trump Tower. Like that's pretty.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Biggs. It's pretty crazy.
The doors.
Oh,
At a
wow.
news conference Wednesday afternoon,
can see there's
sheriff
fireworks
of the
in
Las
there.
Vegas Metropolitan Police Department
You see how
said
big
the
that explosion
charred
was?
Cybertruck
Yeah.
was filled with gasoline canisters, camp fuel canisters, and large firework mortars. It was rented through Turo, the same app used to rent the truck in the New Year's Day terror attack in New Orleans. Investigators know the truck
It was the same vehicle that was used in New Orleans.
No, the same.
I think this is an irrelevant thing because Toro's getting big, like Airbnb
is.
was getting
Yeah.
big.
Right.
It is.
So Toro,
So Turo, you can rent a car. Like you can allow somebody to rent your car.
your luxury
to
car.
drive.
It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy because
Whatever.
they just send you like an address and
Yeah.
for Turo, and you
Pick it
literally
up.
just like the address might be an hour away from you, and you just go there
Yeah.
and they like leave the keys in the mailbox, and like you grab the keys and you take the car and then you
Yeah.
use the car and then you
But you
bring
have
it
to
back.
be like verified. You have to have an account to like,
Sure.
rent a car, just like, to rent out your
well,
car.
the media is reporting that it's, I mean, for whatever reason, it's coincidental with the car that was rented in New Orleans that plowed through those people.
I bet you it's probably easier to get around those kind of checks through a service like Turo versus renting a car.
Yeah, because
the
you can steal
traditional
someone's
way.
identity and
Yeah.
create an
and
account,
then just
right?
go and pick up a car. Yeah. So that brings it even more interesting that this guy had a bullet wound through the head. Who knows who actually rented this car and put an ex-green beret,
yeah, this was the
highly
Green Beret
ranked
guys.
officer, person in the
They were
front of the
able to
truck,
track that truck.
in front of Trump Towers in a Cybertruck.
Yeah, like why a former Green Beret? Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy. And then if they didn't see if they didn't see any gunshot, the surveillance footage didn't see any gunshots going off in the truck
Yeah.
when it was parked in front of Trump Towers.
Yeah.
Then
He is highly decorated, and the notes left on his cell phone said that he needed to, quote, cleanse his mind of, quote, the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took. He served the army since 2006 and deployed twice to Afghanistan. So
to bring it back to the original question, do you think the California fires are connected?
To that?
I don't.
If you put your tinfoil hat on and try to stretch it, do you see a feasible theory that
I mean,
I truly
right.
don't, but
I don't.
just
But then
because
again, I just found out
ins-
about this.
the insurance thing, I think that's a big superpower
Yeah.
thing that I can see that stretched out into a conspiracy. I don't see the
if there's a conspiracy here, I think that it's that mental health is just super under taken care of.
But
Like,
that's not a
it's
conspiracy. That's a fact.
No, yeah, but
that
I
is a
think
fact.
I think that people could call that a conspiracy because some people don't believe in mental health. Like
Sure, to the few.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I think that that's if there's any type of connection to any of these things, it's that mental health is just not taken care of here.
Well said, everybody.
Message.
Next question. Okay. I like this one a lot. Why are some men open to a friends with benefit relationship, but not entertain the idea of a real relationship with the person they enjoy having sex with? That's the question.
Because that's maybe all they enjoy about that person.
Yeah, that's one idea.
Is that basically the?
I mean, that could be one reason. That could be one reason.
There's a lot of reasons I think that guys do this, and this is just from my like female perspective. And mind you, I've been out of the dating game for 10 years.
2 years.
No. But I think that a lot of men are also maybe not confident in themselves and being able to like
maybe
like
they
take
don't want
it further.
the commitment.
The commitment. I also think that men, that some
take it
people
away
also
after
just don't want a commitment. They want to get their wieners wet.
I would say there's a lot of different reasons, right? That could be one. They don't want a commitment, but they, want to have intimate relationship with somebody, and they want it to be very casual. I think some guys do it because they want the intimacy, but they don't want everything else that comes with it, right? Because relationship
vulnerability.
Well, relationships.
Or is a commitment?
It's a commitment. It's being vulnerable. It's compromising. It's sacrifice. It's time and effort. Relationships that succeed requires a lot of work. There's but there's beauty that comes out of that, right? When you put the work in, when two people put the work in. So that could be one reason. Some men might not consider a woman that they have friends with benefits with somebody that they would take serious in a long-term relationship, because it might put something in their mind that if you're so casual with me and doing this, like, are you really going to be somebody that's going to be faithful down the road? That could be it. I think there's a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, it could be the fact that you just check the physical attraction part on their list.
Yeah.
Of someone that they're looking to settle down with.
And maybe they don't see the other qualities in you, like, okay, because I don't, like, me personally, when I look at a woman to date seriously and long term, I'm looking at, like, what type of, down the road, of course, what type of mother is she going to be? What type of wife is she going to be? Is she going to be loyal? Is she going to be there when times get tough and maybe I'm having health problems? Am I going to be that for her? Are we going to communicate? That's a
Is she
big
gonna
one.
keep a bra on,
right?
And not change her mind.
Not let the nips run wild. Like,
shave her armpits.
I look at all that for
puppies on the leash.
So if you don't have all those qualities, but then there's a physical attraction still, maybe I could see how that could turn into that type of relationship.
And then also, if you're allowing that type of relationship to go on, and then you're wondering why the other person isn't willing to commit, well, then that you should really ask yourself, like, why are you allowing that then? Like, so why are you agreeing to that type of relationship then?
It could be mutual though.
Like
it could be like they both enjoy just the physical and not the other stuff.
It has to be, it has to be a mutual decision, right? To have that type of relationship, friends with benefits. But if you're asking yourself, like, why are men so quick to, to have a friends with benefits relationship, but not a serious committed relationship with the woman? Well, then it kind of goes to that one saying, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're really just attracted to this person, you don't want to put in the effort, the time, and to be in a serious committed relationship, and you're getting just all this pleasure and satisfaction from just sleeping with them, then that's kind of like, having your cake and eating it too, for that one guy. You don't have to visit this person if they're in the hospital or if they get sick, but whenever you're down and they're down, then cool, then it goes down.
Sure.
So
I agree with all those points. Yeah. It's just someone you don't really see yourself taking serious. So, and if you're going to get the physical tool of just having sex, then why put in all the other stuff that
but
takes actual...
She pointed at, or not, I can only assume it was a girl that submitted that question, but
potentially
she literally just, pointed at men.
Sure.
Why are men? Well, women are down for that too.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, lesbians, they move in like that. They just then just move
Look
in.
at the fires
call
they caused
the
in
U-Haul.
LA.
Shut the all the friction from the scissoring.
The friction fires.
The scissoring
to bring this full circle.
And the fucking sword fighting, dude.
I hate the Clippers, but I love you. You got me so many things right now.
Oh my God, what about the Clippers? You like the Clippers?
I got a clip.
No.
He's gonna turn me to a Clipper.
I thought you were saying he was a Clippers fan. I was like,
No,
get
that was
the
a
fuck out of my house.
play on words right
that
there.
was good. That was good. Okay, is that basically the gist of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Message.
Well, hold on. Before we move on.
No go backs.
No, he already hit the button.
No, go ahead.
Oh dang! I was like, is that rule? Is that rule?
No.
Is that rule?
There's
My
no
bad.
rules. There's no rules.
Because here's the thing. Here's one thing me and Daniela have always, not always, but we have discussed several times. She claims that women are more sexual than men.
And did she explain like
Just
in what way?
just in general, like they're down for it more than men are, but men are just more vocal about it. Men are just more,
I don't believe it.
out there. And,
I don't believe it. But
that's what she says.
I
think it's depending on the
yeah,
person.
I think that men are definitely more sexually driven in their like daily life, right? Like I'm pretty sure if I had a penis that was like swinging around, I'd probably want to put it in things too. But I think that
I probably want to put in things too.
I don't know. It does not work that way.
Yeah, right.
Just don't stick it in.
Oh, the light socket.
Well,
that reminds me of I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. If my pencil sharpener had a skirt, I'd have to hide it from Larry. From Chuck.
I mean, you don't hear stories of women getting caught in like weird compromising positions, but you hear stories of dudes trying to put it in things. And
Women are just better about being.
Women
like,
are just
not
better
getting
at
caught.
concealing these things. Men are just dumb and they're just put it out there.
Yeah.
That's what like to Daniela's point. That's what she says. Like
I think that,
she believes that women are more
like biologically, I guess, hormonally, whatever. However, I'm not a fucking scientist, guys.
Could have fooled
I
me.
think that men are more sexually driven in like their daily lives, whereas women are more sexually driven in the like need to
intimacy,
create life or to like for intimacy. Whereas like and not every woman needs to have sex in order to like achieve the closeness or intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, honestly, and I feel like more men are down for that type of relationship or more open to it or more even willing to do like a friends with benefit relationship instead of a committed one. Because I also feel like society, if women are more vocal about that, like, no, I'm just looking for someone to kind of just meet my needs and then move on. I'm good where I'm at.
Right.
Then she's looked at, differently. A guy would be looked at like, oh, all right, yeah, this dude, he knows what he wants and he has his shit together. But if a woman says that, it's like, she's weird. She's, there's something wrong with her. She has daddy issues or whatever, or like she has some sort of, something wrong going on,
There's
up,
definitely
up
double
in her head.
standards.
So yeah, I think it's also to more so give her a broad answer to that question. I think it's just society standards.
There's double standards for sure, but I think there's double standards both ways. I don't think it just applies to.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next question.
Message.
I do want to go back to the first question that we talked about men not wanting to have relationships.
That was the second. That was the second. That first one was that stupid ass question about
Christina Aguilera famously said.
Who?
Christina.
Christina.
If you're gonna quote Christina,
the Queen.
I'm walking at it.
Christina Aguilera.
Oh, I just didn't hear what name you said.
In the song "Can't Hold Us Down" with Lil' Kim, she says, "Here's something I can't understand. If a guy have 3 girls, then he's the man. He can give her some head and sex her raw. If a girl do the same, then she's a whore." And that goes back to that
society,
like because there's got to be 2 to have sex. And if he's, single, whatever, and he's just hitting it, so she. But there's a problem with the female being, So it does go both ways. I do know from my personal experience, I have been the girl that has been, like, hey,
promiscuous.
No, not promiscuous, but
No.
I like some. I like some. I like somebody, but they weren't down, for the relationship part. But I thought that maybe he will.
If I give him some,
it goes both ways. But so it takes two to tango. You know, don't give it up if you want to be in a relationship super quick, you know? And I mean, I'm all for women's right. I believe that women should be able to be hoes too, just as much as men can be hoes. It goes both ways.
Yeah. Sure.
So, anywho, continue on.
I think
You can stitch that back into the conversation.
More work for Miko.
You guys have a 20-year high school reunion in 3 years. Would you guys go?
I'm just trying to stay alive.
Till
that time.
No.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just trying to keep these heartburns away.
I want to see all the cholas you guys went to school with.
The
They
cholas
probably
or
don't look like
cholas?
cholas anymore.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna go with no edits. Now I gotta fucking edit. All right.
We thought.
Any other questions?
Of course.
Message.
For the single guy, because
Guy in this one.
our other single guy
Is a loser.
left us. Just kidding.
Priorities.
Is there a girl from your past that you regret not committing to?
Ooh, I bet you the girl that is wondering this question.
Yeah, you got to answer this tactfully. I'll give you a tactful minute. I can always edit this to be.
No, you don't have to give me a minute.
Oh, is that the one that had a hairy beaver?
Or meat cleavers?
You might want to edit that out.
I don't know what you're talking
Wait,
about.
what was the question? Is there a girl that I dated in the past that I regret not going, like getting serious
Committing
with?
to.
I don't know if I would say regret.
I thought you were going to say girl.
I wouldn't necessarily say a girl.
Man. No, I don't know if I would say regret.
Or regret.
What I will say is that there have been women, like great women that I've dated, that had now at 36 years old, right? Settled in my career, you know.
In hindsight.
Achieve a lot of the goals that
Right.
I've set. I still have a lot more goals to achieve, but I think now who I am as a person, if me now was with that person then, I guess my mindset, I probably would
have been
ready to commit, but I wasn't ready back then.
Right.
And again, I've dated women that like, and you've met the women I've dated, like they've
Lovely.
been great. They've been great women. They've had great qualities.
You're viewing these past, for lack of better words, potential relationships as lessons, not losses.
100%.
Okay.
That's 2025. That's
100%. Because I don't think, I mean, to answer that question, like
You can't live in the past
I
because
wouldn't have I didn't commit then for a reason.
Right.
And I can tell you right now that was probably my mindset back then. I wasn't ready to commit.
Right. It likely wasn't her, it was you.
100%.
Yeah.
Like you're not ready until you're ready.
Exactly.
You're not going to know until you know.
Right.
And I think for some people, in your guys' instance, you're going to know quickly,
Yeah.
right?
Our timing just so happened to
Like you
enable
said.
that.
Right. We got together and we knew that we had good time together. We talked a lot about
Everything.
what we wanted in our future and the values that we held and the mindset that we hold and so very quickly, but I think that we both were already in the spot of like being ready to
Yeah.
you
I
know.
mean,
See,
And
but
if you're
that's the
not
big
if
thing.
I
you're
feel
not
like
ready,
Miko's always been a
yeah.
straightforward guy. Like,
That's the big
He's
thing.
not one to beat around the bush.
You always say, Lindsay, like,
He
what?
beats around this bush.
Oh,
And a bush indeed. If you don't shave
Hey,
your
yo, what the fuck?
Damn.
but Lindsay always says that, like, it worked for you guys, but that's not going to work for everybody, right? So you guys were in a place where you had enough time and experience and all that good stuff to figure out, like, no, I could see this as my person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, everybody's timeline is different, right? So
I think that we also both were in relationships that were very serious to the point of like almost committing to these people and got out of those relationships and really realized what we did not want.
Pretty much just kind of even corrected and learned stuff from our
Right.
last one.
And I mean, a lot of people do this with their second marriage. And I think that we were very lucky in being in that mindset before we even got married.
yeah,
And I mean, we got married, I want to say almost exactly a year after we met.
And again, we don't
Condone
subscribe
this.
people to do it.
Yeah, we don't.
But But
if it works,
do not count out that it is possible.
It is,
But
yeah.
Again, do not.
But it takes a lot of honesty, and it takes a lot of
risk. I'll just say risk because that's a hell of a risky
But it takes a lot
thing.
of leaning into each other as opposed to leaning away from each other.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, honesty, transparency, all of that.
Yeah.
I don't regret any of the relationships I had in the past. I think they were lessons. I think my mindset is much different now. And if I were to maybe date one of those women again in the mindset I am now, knowing now what I really want, I also think, to be honest, I had some maturing to do.
Yeah.
I don't think I was mature enough to be in the relationship that I have always envisioned that I wanted.
Yeah.
Because I've always had this picture in my head of the relationship that I want.
But I also think that you need to, yes, you can have a picture of like what you do want. You do need to have a general idea of what you do want. But it needs to be a general idea.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot say this, and this, period. Dead, like bottom line, deadlocked. I can't move from this because that's
for the right person.
For the right person.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
Yeah. But I think that the right person is already meeting those standards of what you're like, absolutely, I will not. Like, this is my bottom line. I'm not going past.
Yeah, your non-negotiables.
Yeah.
And I think people find the right people when they become the right person for themselves too.
Mhm.
I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, you can absolutely be in the right relationship, but not be in the right headspace. And of course, your relationship isn't going to work. And of course, you need to love yourself first before you can give your love to anybody else.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean that goes with kids, family.
It's such a beautiful thing to have someone want you, not necessarily need you, but want you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, Daniela tells me all the time.
Right.
And that just
You're like, I know.
It makes me think she wants to leave me.
Well, no, because I mean,
she's like, I don't need you. I want you.
no, and
I'm like,
Danielle and I are very strong, independent women. And I mean, believe me, like if I had to, I absolutely could do it by myself. But there's no way that I would want to do it without him. You know, like he makes my life easier. I hope that I make his life easier. You know, so
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
well, I know that I keep his life interesting, but you
and
know,
colorful.
like you know, like
And furry.
I make sure that he's taken care of at home. You know, I make sure that we have a comfortable house. I make sure that we have food. You know, dinner.
Yes.
I make sure that the kids are kept alive. You know,
kept alive. Not,
Keeping kids alive.
Kept alive.
yeah. You know, there's
Before Macau goes to work every morning, he always tells her, "Hey, make sure the kids are alive when I get back."
Yeah, they
Hey,
better
but
be alive.
But
Before I get back.
the offset is that, I mean, I work a full-time job also, but the offset of that is that I know that he'll always make sure that his family is taken care of.
And
You
well
know,
protected.
He takes care of us in other ways. I take care of like the home environment type thing. He takes care of us in he takes care of me emotionally for
He
sure.
kills
like,
the killer bees and
killer wasps.
yeah.
The
Oh
killer
my
wasps.
god.
On that.
The killer hornets, murder hornets. Yeah.
Well said from the single guy, Adrian. We'll get your thoughts maybe on the next show. All right. Next one. This is a construction question. Does a wood stretcher actually exist? I'm still looking for it.
Is this a sexual question?
yeah, I think that was
It can
a
be
sexual
my
question.
wood stretcher right here. I found my wood stretcher.
Hey, her name is Lindsay. It exists.
So
Oh my god.
to add context, journeyman or foreman will fuck with apprentices, especially when they're brand spanking new, and tell them to go run to the toolbox and go get a wood stretcher.
Or a left-handed hammer.
Oh.
Yeah, or the fluid for the level or whatever shit that's fucking like not a thing. And they'll be in the toolbox fucking.
Did they do that to you?
No, they never did that to me.
I saw a thing of like a woman sending her husband in to get like something that doesn't exist, but
She's the foreman.
yeah, like, but it was like embarrassing for him to go in there and be
Yeah,
like,
that's
"Hi."
fucked up. But that's funny.
Yeah, like tampons and shit.
And then he
but
comes back and he's like, "Babe, I couldn't
the
find
super
it."
absorber 3000
Right,
fucking
and the lady
tampon.
looked at me so crazy when I asked her. It's so
Right.
funny.
So same premise. So they'll fuck with the new guys and tell them to look for shit that doesn't exist, and they'll fucking panic, and then we'll all make fun of them, and then they do it to everybody, kind of thing. But yeah,
But they didn't do it to you.
they didn't do it to me. No.
Why is that?
I mean, personally,
bigger than everybody
yeah.
else.
Look at
Fucking
this
drop
guy,
him.
right?
You fucking drop them, dude.
We had.
But
I'll make a wood
I mean,
stretcher.
if you, to me, if you're they're telling you, hey, go and look for something, and you have no fucking idea what this is.
That happens to me a lot.
The first thing that I do is Google it. I'm gonna Google.
You're not supposed to have your phone out.
What does a wood stretcher
I would
look
have asked
like?
them.
Yeah. Hey, is the wood stretcher the big one or the small one?
They'd fuck with you. They'd say something for it, you know, and you go in there and they'll be like, hurry up, where the fuck is it? Like serious and shit. So I mean, I'm still looking for it. I haven't seen it unless I mean maybe my wife, but
yeah, but she can't be at the job site.
Yes.
I don't want to fucking go to the job site.
No whites allowed.
No whites allowed.
No whites or women, and I'm both. So.
All right,
double whammy.
We've come to our last message. When is it okay for a female to fart? And
in a relationship?
Are the guys okay with a girl farting? Instagram be having crazy amount of girls ripping ass.
Well, we know for sure that
I'm not on that algorithm. So
somebody
I don't see that.
Somebody at this table.
That's not on my
I don't see that at all.
Somebody at this table has been in relationships where farts and pooping were absolutely on the table for conversations.
Like on the table or on the
chest?
Because I was gonna say I don't have a problem with it.
Oh,
I mean I don't want a girl that I'm dating to shit her pants in front of me. Like that's probably not.
No, but
accidents happen.
I know for sure that you have been in relationships where you have both been very open about pooping and farting.
Yeah, it's natural.
For sure.
It's natural.
I'm
on each other?
all for it. And
in front of each other?
No, what?
It's natural. Honestly, it's never bothered me. I guess the only thing that would bother me
is if it's a silent one and they don't say anything.
No, I do that all the time.
You're talking about like the disrespect factor. No, not at all.
Are we talking about farting or the pooping?
Farting or
okay.
pooping. The only thing that would bother me is if, well, I don't care about the pooping because that's natural. So is farting. It's all natural.
But also, like, I'd rather like go and take a shit than sit there and like have a stomach ache, and then you're trying to like get nasty, and then I gotta like, you know, like it's not comfortable.
Right. Well,
like,
I think stepping away and pooping. But I'm thinking more along the lines of, you know, some people will poop with the door open, and then you just are in the doorway having conversation with them. Is that more along the lines of what that meant?
well,
Because I mean, I don't think anybody has a problem with someone going to poop, but I think the openness of pooping, like door open, I'm in there, I'm talking, we're like doing our thing.
I'm a mom, and so everybody that lives in my house has absolutely seen me on the toilet. Like he's seen me. He watched me poop on the delivery table. So like.
Shit got real in there.
Yeah.
I became a
shit
man.
on a child.
Literally.
I became
No,
a man
I
that
shit
day.
on the table and the nurse picked it up. It never touched my child. But
got a shit, baby.
Your
But
kids
also-
are
That
born in
streak
shit.
is on the back of the head.
Sorry,
but
Elias.
remember, we got together and moved in after knowing each other for 4 months. And then I was pregnant 2 months after we moved in. I had to fart. Like, you know, like being pregnant, like all your shit's all weird. Like I had to let it go.
I don't mind the farting. I just, you know, if it's a silent one, and obviously you're the first one that's gonna smell it.
Yeah.
Give me a heads up. You know, don't wait until I'm over
So
here.
you want the courtesy.
Just you know, just let me know. And honestly, we can have a competition. Who can fucking rip ass the loudest? You know, it's fine. I'm a win.
I don't even know if I care.
I'm
about
a win.
I don't even know if I don't even know if I care about the courtesy notification because it's whatever.
Well, you don't want to be sitting there watching like TV or hanging out or having a conversation.
What changes for you if she tells you ahead of time? You get up and move from the area?
No, I can cover my nose. I'm like, all right. And then, cool. I wait a couple minutes, and then that's it. We're good. But if I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I'm like, the fuck is that?
That's the notification.
Right.
Sorry.
You want to hear something crazy? So I
just farted right now.
I very early in the relationship started farting. I didn't hear Mikhail fart until legit like 6 or 7
days ago?
years into the relationship.
I mean, we've been together for 10. That's a long time ago.
He just isn't. That's not him. How he?
You don't rip ass?
Not like just like
He doesn't
deliberately
just sit on the
not
couch.
like that. But if I got to fart, I'll fart. But like, I don't make a thing of it.
No, I had literally never heard him fart until like 6 or 7 years into the relationship. And the time that I heard him fart, he was sleeping.
It was adorable.
The first time I heard him fart, he was sleeping, and it was
crazy.
years.
Were you like surprised?
Oh, like a baby.
I was like,
he does fart.
Maybe that speaks to fuck it. I never thought about it like the way that I think about it.
No,
I guess I'm more courteous or thought
He is-
maybe I don't want to.
And that's the thing is that's
you.
one of the things
Kill
I think
you.
that I absolutely enjoy about you is that you are very considerate.
There you go.
You don't just go into things just to do it. You consider everything. You think about
I try.
everything ahead of time. So
Even when I'm sleeping.
yeah, and farting.
All right, so I guess no one really has a problem with it.
No, but hairy armpits. That's where you
Rip
draw
on.
the fucking line.
Nobody likes that.
No, I don't like that at all.
But you can have hairy armpits. Hair grows in your
If a girl was like,
armpits, and it's okay.
If
but
I'm gonna
hair
start
grows in
farting
my
in our
armpits, and
relationship,
it's
I'd be like,
fucking the
rip
end of the
on.
world.
But if she's like, I am not
Rip
gonna shave my
on.
armpits, I'd be like, get the hell out.
What if she doesn't shave her vagina?
Get the hell out. No, honestly, I'm not.
You hairy farting.
I don't know.
Scoundrel.
I don't. Honestly, I don't know because I've never.
Had it?
Well, I've never dated somebody that wanted to just let it like.
But so you've never had a
Go.
hairy vagina?
Hey, you know what? I just said I never.
You know what?
You never dated anybody that had it, so you never had it?
No,
Like-
I've never dated anybody, but I've
So
experienced
answer the question. Okay,
that.
so you've had
Yes.
sex with somebody that has
Yes,
had hair
but
on
I've never
her
dated
vagina.
somebody that was like just
Okay.
let it run wild.
And how was the sex with the hairy vagina?
I mean, it's the
Did
same.
you still come?
It's the same.
Did it smell?
Exactly.
Like burned red hair.
It smelled like the LA fires.
Oh shit! I'm telling
Canada, United States, Mexico, come.
Oh my god.
Oh, the
It's
United.
never gonna
What is that?
happen.
The United
Yeah.
Nations have come.
We didn't get to that.
Yeah.
But thank you guys.
We can wrap it up.
That was an awesome episode. Continue to send those messages. I enjoyed those.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll
That
get
was
more
way
for next
fun.
time. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
maybe if you have a memory about one of us, or next time I'm on, I don't know. Ask a question about it. We
Right.
love to tell stories like the one Miklo just told.
Valentine's is coming up. We gotta get some relationship advice on lock.
No, yeah, that'd be dope. And maybe we can ask your lady if she's down to do maybe close to Valentine's.
She would like that. 'cause
You and
she's
Penguin
jealous.
could be a couple.
Yeah,
Don't
She
put me in a
was
box.
jealous.
Sorry,
Don't
Daniela.
put me in a box.
We're definitely gonna have you on
Yeah.
one of these days for sure.
Daniela is a great person to have a really good
Oh
conversation.
hell yeah.
She does not do small talk.
No.
No. Mm-mm.
Nope.
We don't-
If she's gonna make the effort to talk to you, it's gonna
Yeah.
be like
Yeah.
a long
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, I like
And I-
talking about. I like bouncing things off her to see how she reacts and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think that it took me a little while to understand that about Daniela.
Yeah,
She's not here to talk about like what she did this week or like the boring shit. She wants to have she wants to really get to know you.
Yeah.
And she really wants to understand you and she really wants
I like
to know
that.
what you're thinking.
And she'll give you her God honest opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's and that's what's cool about her. She won't sugarcoat anything. Respectfully, she'll give you her thoughts on whatever it is, the subject may be of the conversation. And and the cool thing is she's also open to receive and anybody else's point of view.
Yeah.
And not just disregard it.
I definitely like hanging out with her.
Yeah. So
So
we'll
there you
definitely
go,
have
babe.
her on soon. You heard it.
You are wanted here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, if both of you guys would have been able to come, that would have been fine too. I just don't know who would watch the kids, kind of
Yeah.
thing. But
Next
Santiago.
time we can all
on
come.
last minute, is he
Yeah,
good? Like
he's
like that? Yeah.
He's there now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's 14 now.
Good to know. Yeah.
He's 14 watching the kids.
Yeah. That's good to know because
Right.
maybe two of us might not be here one day, and then maybe both of you guys can help
You
sub in.
really have to go Fiha.
I do.
Exactly.
I'm
She's like
yeah.
she's getting squirmish
Oh,
over there.
I have contemplated going under the table.
Thank you guys. Give it up for our guest Eddie. Thank you for filling in.
Eddie.
Thank you guys for
did-
having me.
You did awesome.
Saladin.
Please
We'll,
like, subscribe, leave a comment.
More questions. I want
More
more
questions.
questions.
Personalized
Thank you guys for
questions.
listening.
Thank you guys for listening. We are out.